¿Qué tal, gente? Soy Lobito, bienvenidos a otro video del canal, bienvenidos a otro video de Genshin Impact. Esta semana he estado muy ocupado, así que no he podido subir muchos videos, pero espero que me comprendan. Así que nada, estamos volviendo ahora con el rito de la linterna, así que vamos a empezar con toda la aventura. No sé hasta dónde podré llegar al momento de fecha hoy, 8 de febrero, no sé hasta qué momento llegaré, al momento que estoy grabando esto, pero vamos a llegar. Al final vamos a ver todo junto, ¿no? Todo junto lo voy a en un solo video, ¿no? Así que estamos ya en el rito de la linterna, todo se ve muy bonito, como pueden ver hay antorchas por todos lados ahí arriba y no, estos son los globos aerostáticos, no, son las linternas, claro, las linternas xiao que se llaman así. Entonces ya el liyue obviamente está totalmente decorado, así que vamos a empezar con la misión. ¿A qué miras, lo vi? Ah, men. Bueno, vamos a empezar con la misión de una vez de el rito de la linterna. Y se hizo de día, ok. Genshin y Charlotte es aquí, ok. Me parece haberla visto en el tráiler.
Not at all. I wasn't in the middle of an interview or anything. I was just asking Miss Kuching about purchasing a kite.
A kite? Are you buying some regional specialties to bring back to Fontaine?
Well, yes. And
it seems you haven't heard yet. The theme of this year's lantern rite is kites.
Ah, las cometas.
Oh, so that's why Paimon has seen so many floating in the sky.
Duh.
Liyue Harbor is always changing.
Uy, qué bonito siempre se ve el Liyue cada vez que se irrita la linterna, me encantan.
The Qixing believes it would benefit Liyue to build on our own cultural foundation by embracing the technologies of other nations. After all, it is said that the stones of another mountain may serve to better polish one's own jade.
yeah, remember my business meeting with Tianquan Ningguang the last time I was in Liyue Harbor? That's what it was about. But all I really did was use my network to introduce Lady Ningguang to some interesting people. I'm not sure that quite counts as fostering cooperation.
In the end, we decided to combine Liyue's traditional art of kite making with Fontaine's mechanical vertical lifting device.
Mechanical lifting device?
Y luego me dice que xianyun va a tener que ver acá también, preservadora de las nubes.
But don't kites just use the wind to fly? Why would you need to add something mechanical?
Por cierto, su misión es muy buena de xianyun. No la he querido incluir en el canal porque es tan buena que no quiero spoilear a nadie, de verdad. Es tan buena que no quiero spoilear a
How
nadie.
high and far a kite can fly depends as much on the weather conditions as on the skill of the person holding the string.
Sería un crimen
But as soon as
spoilear esa
there's no
historia, así
wind,
que
you can only
por eso he
flail about
decidido
helplessly like a sweet
no ponerla en el
Florida
canal,
duck out of
porque
water.
es algo que cada uno debe
Experience
experimentarlo con
doesn't
sus
matter at
propios
that
ojos.
Exactly. Liyue is now a nation ruled by humans after all. It's about time we had the power to make a kite fly, don't you think? Plus, the easier we can make it to enjoy, the more people will want to participate.
Eres una genio, Genshin.
Right? I also thought it was a novel idea. Plus, it shouldn't cost much to do.
Fabricar una cometa es barato.
With Miss Charlotte's help, everything has gone smoothly. Our new mechanical kites are already available to purchase from a stall in the harbor. We're having trouble keeping up with demand. We also gave quite a bit of thought to the price. We didn't want it to be too much more expensive than a traditional kite.
Cool! Turns out you two and Ningguang like playing with toys just as much as Paimon!
Ok.
Toys? They're not exactly toys.
Depende cómo quieras llamarlo. Para un niño sí podría
You
ser un
see, Miss
juguete.
Kuching? That does seem to be everyone's first reaction.
Yo sí pienso que los cometas son un juguete.
Although kites are one of our most time-honored cultural relics, outside of their use in certain ceremonies, I suppose they're considered playthings more than anything now. But to me, there's so much more than that. Think for a second about how remarkable it is that a flimsy paper kite attached to a string has the capacity to touch the sky. It is this slight piece of paper that also carries the weight of Liyue's cultural traditions. There's an old poem that goes, "O kite born of paper, flying true in sound, a lone traveler wanders, just waiting to be found."
Oh, qué lindo.
In the past, poets from Liyue used kites to symbolize a feeling of longing, or evoke the peacefulness of idyllic rural scenery. If the people of today can derive enjoyment from this activity, they will not only be more likely to better appreciate the tradition, but also to pass it down to the people of tomorrow.
That's the Kuching we know, always thinking 5 steps ahead of anyone
Mentalidad
else.
positiva siempre,
Well
Genshin.
said, Miss Kuching. I've learned quite a bit
Por
myself.
cierto, si quieren ver a mi Ketching en acción, ahí tienen mi video del último abismo.
As long as you're willing to listen, I'm happy to share. I also know quite a lot about the various folk traditions related to kites. For example, whenever a kite blew away, people would say it was the Adepti that summoned the wind to take it away as an offering. That way, you can turn an unfortunate event into an auspicious one.
What about something more fun?
More fun. Let me think. Oh, I suppose we should first talk about how kites are made. It's another one of our precious forms of traditional craftsmanship. My grandfather told me that back when he was a boy, children learned the art of kite making step by step from their elders. First, you use the thin strips of bamboo to construct the frame. Then, you draw a design of your choice on a piece of paper. Then, you look towards the sky and release the kite to soar among the clouds.
Bueno, eso es lo que siempre se hace con las cometas, ¿no? Procedimiento estándar para volar una cometa. Hace años que yo no vuelo una cometa, ¿verdad? Me gustaría volver a volar una.
Are certain designs associated with certain meanings? I'm gonna jot all of this down.
Well, for example, kites in the shape of a butterfly typically symbolize freedom, happiness, or the desire to break free.
Fascinating. What else can you tell me?
Ya estás. Acá Charlotte ya está haciendo su entrevista ya.
It symbolizes good fortune and joyful tidings.
Charlotte está haciendo su entrevista como siempre.
Small variations in meaning.
Are these commonly understood meanings and symbols in liyue? Kind of like the language of flowers in Fontaine.
I believe so. Most have probably heard something about it from their elders at some point. If you're interested, Miss Charlotte, I have
veo
several
dos
books on the topic that I
personajes
could lend you.
familiares.
Useful reference.
That would be a huge help.
Moldeador de montañas y el otro que no me acuerdo cómo se llama.
Great. Looks like I've got the outline for quite the
Decepcionantes tus diseños, ¿eh? Decepcionantes. Son NPCs genéricos de colores nada más.
Then I'll show Miss Charlotte to my home for a little while.
Charlotte, ¿a tu casa? Ok. Yo quiero ir
I
también.
almost forgot. The Ministry of Civil Affairs is hosting a kite flying contest on the night of Lantern Rite.
¿Ah, sí? A ver.
If you're interested, you're more than welcome to bring a kite and participate.
Vamos a hacer una cometa de Paimon
The
gorda
rules
así.
are simple. Whoever flies their kite the highest and furthest within the time limit will receive a special honor along with a secret prize.
I've already prepared more than enough empty film for the event. I can see the spectacle already.
Ahí vamos a estar.
Paimon was on board the moment you said secret prize.
Ah, toda la
We'll
vida
look
Paimon
forward to seeing
siempre
your
ambiciosa.
performance.
You bet. See you then.
Y así se van a la casa de Ketchin.
Wait, Traveler? Take a peek to your right. Do you see those two people lurking over there? Is it just Paimon? Or were they staring at us the whole time we were talking to Kuchin and Charlotte just now?
Las 7 estrellas llaman la atención, claro.
Well, yes, but something's up. Paimon just has a bad feeling.
¿Gato encerrado o ciervo encerrado?
Do you think they could be treasure hoarders? They always seem to be stirring up trouble during Lantern Rite. Oh, Paimon's sick of waiting around for something bad to happen. We should strike first, you know.
Esa pose de
Spoil their
Paimon.
plans before they even begin.
Qué wey.
You go right, Paimon will go left.
Espera, Paimon. Te van a sacar la mierda. Le van a sacar la mierda a Paimon.
Oh. It is with such an air of urgency that you appear before us. Your comportment suggests you believe us to have committed some heinous crime.
Sí.
Whoa, where did this buddy
Por favor,
get
que salga
from?
xianyun ahorita para
You
aclararte
should
el
be the one
malentendido.
giving the enlightening, buddy. Don't think we didn't notice you eavesdropping. One look and we could tell you were up to no good. Tell us everything.
Y
Tell me
acá,
what's your name.
la flaca sentada aquí. Está mirando. Ay, ay, ay.
One bears no secrets before two such as yourselves. You stand in the presence of the mighty and illuminated
Escultor de la
Adeptus,
luna. Ahí está, me había olvidado el nombre de él.
Carver. For the purpose of this foray into the mortal realm,
Ho-Shang.
however, you may address one as Ho-Jong.
Ho-Jang. Ok.
You kidding? That deer's got his head stuck so far up in the clouds. There's no way he'd humble himself down here.
Paimon, cállate, Paimon.
You may want to hold your tongue.
Don't think that Paimon is gonna believe you just because you know her name. Let Paimon guess. You're supposed to be Mountain Shaper, right?
Indeed. Mooncarver and myself have descended upon the mortal realm for a visit.
Yahoo.
The two of you may call me Jiahu.
Jihu, ok.
Huh. Looks like you did your research. But in our experience, the harder you try to lead us on, the more likely it is that
Paimon, te
we've got
estás
a
ganando
big
una
fish
cita
on
con
our
el dentista
hands.
por los dientes que te van a sacar ahorita.
We'll go straight to the Millilith and have you arrested for impersonating a Depti.
Preposterous. Utterly preposterous.
¿Y yo por qué? Ay, yo también me estoy metiendo en problemas.
Something that only an Adeptus would know. And
During the last lantern rite, we gathered at Mount Hulao with Rex Lapis and made use of Cloud Retainer's supreme cuisine machine to prepare bamboo shoot soup. Perhaps you have some recollection? The flavor of that soup was more than enough to whet one's appetite. As such, Cloud Retainer assented to my use of the device beyond that singular occasion, providing other recipes to boot.
Dabbled? Upon one's last sojourn to your mountain, did you not immediately attempt to hide the device behind a chunk of amber as soon as one's presence was known?
Oh, sí
Did
me
one not speak up on
acuerdo,
your
sí
behalf
me
but a moment
acuerdo.
ago? This is how you choose to repay that kindness?
Espera, creo que
One
discutieron
is
pues, ¿no? En
simply
ese...
trying to emphasize
ese
the
rito de la
veracity of
linterna.
our claim.
That does not mean you should reveal personal matters so
Cuando
readily.
Preservadora de las
They
Nubes
might think
todavía era
one bears no
todavía era un
difference from
pájaro.
Cloud Retainer. Forget it. One
that might have been more detail than we needed. Seems like you two are
No,
the
perdón
real
no
deal,
basta,
and
Paimon.
I'm sorry for
Lo que has
suspecting
hecho es una falta de respeto total, Paimon.
you. But, for beings as forgiving as yourselves, this is just water under the bridge, right?
You indeed have an agile mind. Cloud Retainer was not mistaken in her high estimation of you.
Ajá, claro, por
I'm
supuesto.
still curious about something. It's just, Paimon can understand why Mountain Shaper is here, but why did you decide to come to the city, Mooncarver? It's not really your thing, is it?
It is but an inevitable
eventuality.
eventuality.
Qué buena. Qué tal
Long
sincronización,
the
eh.
mountains remained strangely idle since Cloud Retainer's move.
Ah,
to
la
Liyue.
extrañan a su avecita, a su pajarita.
With Lantern Rite near at hand, one would expect Cloud Retainer to provide us with an account of the festivities in
Ah,
advance.
sí, te lo extrañaban
this
esos
day, she
muslos
has failed to appear.
esos muslos, esos chicken tenders.
Cloud Retainer is hardly the forgetful sort.
One must never rest idle in the face of that which
Todos
demands
hablan
action.
así, ¿no? Uno no debe,
And since our
uno,
acquaintances
siempre hablan
dwell in Liyue
uno.
Harbor,
Ese es su pronombre,
But
creo.
a
de-
moment ago, one heard you speak of a mechanical kite of sorts. It appears the essence of the situation has hitherto revealed itself. Now it is time for one to retire back to one's abode.
So, you're not looking for Cloud Retainer anymore?
perhaps there are aspects of Cloud Retainer's temperament that remain opaque to young Paimon. Given one's understanding, one can only imagine the anger that now consumes her.
¿Por qué?
Cloud Retainer is of a proud and arrogant disposition. She holds the
Ah, de
belief
que-
that her skill in mechanics
De que no la hayan
surpasses that
llamado
of
a ella
all
para ser la
others.
organizadora.
One can be
One surmises that she has shut herself away, refused all company, and buried herself in the study of her own creations. To call on her would
Miren,
only
que,
invite her
miren,
rebuke.
Joyo Verse es campeón perdiendo oportunidades.
However, if
Dos
you do happen to
personajes que
cross
podrían
paths
haber
with her over the
tenido
next
buenos
few days,
diseños
do pass along one's
terminaron así. NPCs con colores diferentes nada
Have a
más.
safe trip back, enjoy the scenery, and happy lantern ride.
NPCs shiny básicamente.
Thank you for your kind
Man.
words.
Tanto
We shall
esfuerzo
now
con
depart.
xianyun y ellos dos podrían haber sido también adeptos. De repente acá todavía el otro año, no importa, pero
We got all worked up for nothing.
bueno, tenían que hacer avanzar la trama también.
And it turned out to be people we knew all along.
Tenían que correr, parece. Estaban con un tiempo de entrega.
It's still pretty
corto.
early. Let's head over and check out the kite stalls. Paimon wants to see what kinds of kites we can buy to use in the competition.
A ver, veamos. Xianyun.
Welcome! Are the two of you looking to buy a kite? Would you like me to go over the different designs?
A ver.
A scissor tail swallow and a butterfly and oh!
Tú vas a volarlas todas, ¿eh? Comprar tantas
This
cometas y
jade
vas a
chamber
volar todas.
design is our newest. It's been selling like crazy over the past 2 days.
Does it also have a unique meaning?
Of course. The Jade Chamber symbolizes wealth and abundance. The kite bearing its
Capitalismo
design
también.
is said to bring riches in the future to those who fly it.
Oh, now that's Paimon's kind of kite.
I apologize for the
Long,
interruption, but
long
are all your
show,
wares in order,
long
Miss
show,
Genuine?
long show.
Oh,
Okay.
yes, they're just over there. The paper, bamboo, and dyes. All the necessary kite-making materials.
Wonderful. I'll pack them up and get a guard to deliver the goods to Yilong Wharf for you.
Puerto Geelong. ¿Dónde es eso? No me acuerdo.
Elon Wharf? Oh, wonder what that place is like during Lantern Rite. Paim...
Ah, perdón.
Well, if the two of you are interested in going to Yilong Wharf,
Ah,
then
ya,
can I
es de la
come
nueva
with
área,
my
creo.
Gaming and deliver
Creo.
these goods together?
Ya estaba ahí, estaba explorando un rato.
Is Gaming the guard you just mentioned?
Gaming, es una PC.
Yes. The communications office handles
Me dije que su
shipments and
nombre es
transports
literalmente
around
gaming,
Liyue.
pero se pronuncia
He works for the
jamming o
Secure
gaming,
Transport Agency, one of our
gaming,
sub-organizations.
pero es literalmente gaming.
Ah,
El men es
the
gamer, o
problem
sea,
is, many of my colleagues have taken
le gustan los
leave during
juegos.
Lantern Rite to spend time with their families. So our available workforce
Al
has
men le
seen
gustan
a
los
dramatic
juegos, le gusta
decrease
jugar.
recently. If you were willing to help out, then I could get a head start on my next appointment.
You do seem really pressed for time.
Te ayudamos.
Oh, wonderful. You will, of course, be compensated for your efforts.
Gracias, ¿ves? No tengo ni que pedir, ni siquiera tengo que
Now, at
pedirlo.
this time of day, Gaming should be somewhere in the vicinity. Just follow the main road until you see the head of a Wushu dance costume. Should
¿Y
be on
eso
your
qué
right.
chucha es?
Be sure
Me
to
dice,
come back
sí,
if you'd like to buy a
cuando
kite.
veas la cabeza de
I'll
un
even give you a
chuchi no
discount.
sé qué. Mano, la traducción en inglés no tiene sentido.
Wait, I thought we
Ahí
had
está
an
el
agreement.
tipo, ahí está el
Loser
sujeto.
buys dim sum tomorrow? Look at you. Scowl like that for much longer and your face might stay that way. Hey now, don't be upset. How about this? You extend the invitation and I'll pay.
No way, Gaming. You're always the one picking up the tab. I'm not trying to be a sore loser. I just didn't expect you to come from behind to win like
Okay.
that.
That was nothing. All in a day's work, friend.
Tiene hasta sus ojos, tiene el símbolo de encendido de la PC Gamer.
Perfect. Gaming is here.
Voy a parar con
Gaming.
esos chistes.
We just spoke to a guy from the communications office who needs you to deliver some goods to Elon Wharf.
Oh, that must have been Longjo. Looks like I've got work. Gotta go.
Sure.
Le han dado una buena
go do
voz,
your
va
thing.
acorde a su diseño la voz.
Let's have a rematch when you get back. I won't let you win so easily next time.
Chao, man.
Alrighty, you can hand the goods over to me. Must have been heavy hauling them all this way. Let me take them off your hands.
It wasn't that bad. It's just some kite-making materials. Plus, we didn't have to walk very far.
Kite-making materials. I see. I'm glad it wasn't too much trouble, Paimon. Still, I owe you one. Ah, and you must be the traveler. It's nice to meet
Sí,
you. Thanks for your help.
lo vi. Caballero honoraria.
Huh? You know us?
There probably aren't many in Liyue who don't. I've heard quite a bit about you two. You're quite well known around these parts. Oh, and please excuse Longjo if he forgot to thank you. Take my thanks in his place. He's a good guy. He's just been super busy lately, running around from place to place. Don't be too hard on him, yeah?
Don't worry.
So, you here for Lantern, right?
Don't worry, be happy.
Yep. It's always so lively this time of year. We were actually hoping we could tag along to Elon Wharf and have a look around.
Perfect. We'll go together then. I'm good with directions, so
¿Se,
just
se
follow
podría
me.
decir que esto es una
Trust me,
cita?
I know my way around. We can exchange stories, tell jokes, or just chat
La
along the way.
viajera y Gaming.
Oh,
Un ship
and there are
extraño.
a couple of good places to eat along our route.
Que me sorprende
We
que
can
no los
stop and
estén.
grab a bite when it's time.
Apenas sale un personaje nuevo ya están shipeando, pero se han
Ingredients are
demorado con
fresh,
Gaming.
the portions are generous, and the prices. Won't
Bueno, yo
limit.
uso a la viajera,
You
así
can
que.
order anything, and I promise you won't be disappointed.
Lumina es canon, lo vuelvo a repetir, Lumina es canon. Cambia mi mente.
Hey, did you really have to call Paimon out like that in front of our new friend?
Pero Paimon siempre lo hace, siempre piensas en tragar tú.
Don't worry, I understand. I joke around like that with my friends too. Do you need to pack anything up before we hit the road? I can wait.
Nope. Our things are always packed and ready. We're pretty much travel experts. at this.
¿Dónde está la mochila? No veo. Tú eres la mochila, Paimon.
Oh, that's right. Then let's get going. If we run into any trouble, you can count on me to protect you. Ooh, the docks are just a bit further. One step at a time. Hang in there.
Me parece genial que la misión de aventura del evento sea en la nueva área. Oh, soy Coming, ok. Vamos a pelear. Aprovechamos de probar un poquito a Gaming.
Mighty mythical beast! Sorry, pal. Alley-oop. Congratulations!
¿Hay más? ¿En serio? Au.
Many happy returns!
Ya está. Pero quemamos el jardín en el proceso.
We really can't go anywhere without running into treasure hoarders, can we?
Yeah, it's not uncommon for deliveries to get intercepted. That's why this job needs guards like us.
Paimon was impressed by your moves back there. You seem like a real pro at your job.
Oh, that's not a skill I learned on the job. It's just a hobby.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of wushou dancing?
Algo he oído.
Wushou dancing is famous in Chunyu Vale. Performers might be invited to promote the opening of a business or to spread good fortune during a holiday season. But I must admit, it has nothing on the popularity of the Liyue opera.
Exacto, tienen contra Yun, tienen que competir contra Yun Jin.
Aren't exactly jumping at the chance to watch wushou dancing. So, it's not something I do full time.
Huh? You have 2 jobs? How do you have the energy to do all that?
It's not that tiring. You just have to take a rest.
Ah, Paimon gets it, so you must sleep a lot then.
Not really. Just yesterday I stayed up all night playing cards.
Ah, no, eso ya es ser pendejo ya.
Oh.
Let's go. The docks are just up ahead.
El men es gamer, o sea, es obvio. El men es todo un jugador, todo. Gamin se acerca y habla con el barquero que está descansando en el muelle. En apenas un instante ya está llamándolos para subir a bordo. Ese es obvio.
We can rest. Ooh, Paimon's shoulders are so stiff. And her stomach so empty.
Sorry. Did I push the pace a bit too much? I mean, you were the ones who said you were travel experts.
¿Me estás mandando una indirecta? Hijo de tu madre.
Too hilly. Floating up and down so much. Where's Paimon now? Oh, Paimon was finally satisfied and now her poor stomach's empty again.
Aw. Would you like some winter melon cake? I have some on me that I bought from a store.
Yes, Paimon will take all you got.
No seas pendeja, Paimon.
You might want to pace yourself there, or you'll be too full to eat a proper meal later.
Exacto. Y aparte no le vas a quitar toda su buena voluntad a mí.
Gets too full. Just like you apparently never get tired, no matter how far you walk or how many jobs you work.
Perdona la Gaming, no sabe lo que hace.
Ah, I see. Then here you go, Paimon. And for you, traveler. Enjoy. And here's some for you too, Uncle Bosu. Don't think I forgot about you, my friend. I'll just set it to the side here for you.
Esa cara del men está harto de su trabajo. Ese men está harto de su trabajo. Trata a todos como si... Gamin parece tener el don de gente. Se lleva bien con todo el mundo y trata como si... Todos los personajes Pyro son así, excepto Diluc. Es lo más gracioso de todo. Todos los personajes Pyro son recontra sociables, excepto Diluc. Diluc es la excepción acá.
I've been eating wintermelon cake ever since I was a kid.
Piénselo, un evento con Gamin, Joymilla y Clean.
Or a big restaurant in the city. But each place produces
Wow,
cakes with a
sería
slightly different flavor.
la
If you like these
pesadilla
ones,
para
I
los
can give you the
introvertidos,
address
estar
to
con
the shop
esos
I bought
tres,
'em
¿eh?
from. I'll just have to check when we get back. oh, all my jabbering must be making it difficult for you to enjoy the scenery in peace, huh? Don't be afraid to tell me to zip
Yo
it for a
creo
little
que
while, okay? Really.
sería la
Won't be
dupla
afraid.
perfecta, Gaming y Yoimiya.
Okay, Paimon is kind of
A uno le gustan las danzas con disfraces y a la otra le gustan los fuegos artificiales. Es una combinación
Aw,
perfecta.
a fed Paimon is a happy
Yo creo que se
Paimon, huh?
llevarían excelente, ¿eh?
Hey, Paimon could be in a good mood anytime she wants.
Me encanta hacer renegar a Paimon, es divertido. El puerto Geelong. Geelong. What the fuck?
Need some fresh bamboo for this.
Woohoo! We're here!
Don't forget your things and watch your step as you get off the raft, or you're in for a swim.
Ya. Ok, ¿por qué todo está tan gris aquí?
Thanks for the ride, Uncle Bosu. You take care of yourself now. Okay, follow me. This way is fastest. We'll have to take the elevator up to the secure transport agency.
Listo, a ver, vamos. Ah, genial, salió el sol.
Hey, slow down. I'm begging ya.
What is it? No one's gonna try any funny business when the street is this packed, right?
El men no pudo seguir el paso. Ay, ay, ay.
Well, how should I put it?
Come on, spit it out!
Do you see that group of people over there?
¿Quién? ¿Quién es? ¿Esos dos?
Those are my relatives.
Wow, you sure have a big family.
Once they start buying things, they won't stop perusing till it gets dark. This is bad.
They're your family, not your arch enemies. What's there to be afraid of? Unless... Oh, did you do something horrible to them?
No, it's not that.
Yo quería ser un streamer.
I'm just not that good at dealing with my family. It would be best if we could steer
No me digas
clear
que son de esos padres que llegan, hijito.
I'll explain
Y
more when we
empiezan
have the
con
chance,
otras
but
personas y dicen,
right now,
cuando él
we've
era
got a job to
chiquito,
do.
era tan gordito que rodaba bajo la colina.
The left side looks pretty packed. Let's go straight.
Ah, que no nos vean.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Total, que no me vean a mí o a él. A mí no me conocen, así que ¿para qué? ¿Qué sentido tendría que me vean a mí? Al contrario, esta sería una buena oportunidad. Yo los distraigo y Gamin se va, o sea, a mí no me conocen. Ay, ay, ay. Ahí hay otro pariente, acá está.
Let's wait here for a second. Maybe my
¡Oh, maldición! Ok. ¿Se fue? Se fue, se va, se va, se va, se va, se va, se fue.
She's gone. Let's go.
Claro, y encima van a ver a Gamin con una rubia despampanante. Va a decir, mi hijo consiguió novia. Y lo van a joder, pero... Ay, man. Eso es lo malo de los parientes castrosos, man. Eso es lo malo de algunas personas. Yo tengo la suerte que mis padres son... Uf, un amor.
Wow, you guys are good.
O sea,
I'm impressed.
hay gente que tiene familiares que no saben ser discretos, esa es la verdad. Por suerte, mi familia es excelente en ese tema.
You really liked it, huh? Ooh, you know what? I'll buy you a whole bunch and
Bueno,
pile them so
algunos.
high you
Pero a
can
mí, bueno,
swim.
al menos agradezco que mis padres sean discretos
As long
siempre.
as you don't wind up drowning, Paimon.
Hey, Uncle Drigway. These are my friends. the
Todos son sus
traveler
tíos.
and
Este...
Paimon. They came to deliver
¿Cuántos
some
tíos
goods.
tienes?
So,
Tu
I
abuela
guess I'll
estuvo
go ahead
ocupada,
and take these
por
over
lo
to
que
Uncle
veo.
Yongzan then?
Yes, thanks for your hard work. I should thank you both for your trouble as well. Please take a seat and rest for a bit. I'll prepare some tea.
No need. We'll be off soon anyway.
Hey, we're already here, aren't we? No harm in taking a load off for a bit. Plus, I know the Secure Transport Agency has some great Zhongli tea stashed around here somewhere. Anyway, you just sit down and relax, Uncle
A ver,
Jirgwe.
una tacita de té no
What would
estaría
I be
mal.
if I just sat here and let you go through all this trouble? Leave this to me. I have to be up and about to drop these goods off anyway. What's a little extra time on my feet? Oh, you aren't too picky, right, Traveler? I know Paimon prefers things on the sweeter side, so I won't steep the tea too long. And I'll add some dim sum pastries on the side.
Dim sum.
Aw, you noticed what Paimon likes?
How long have you two known Gaming?
Oh, not long at all. We just kind of tagged along on his trip to Ylang Wharf. He's just a super welcoming guy. We became friends, you know, just like that.
That's just how he is. He's the attentive sort. Really knows how to look after his own. A while ago, one of our guards had to take off work. Said his joints were hurting due to the rain. Gaming personally went all the way to Boo Boo Pharmacy to get some medicine for him from Dr. Baiju, then traveled through the night to deliver it back to him. That young man is such
ya,
a
el
good
man
head
es un
on his
Iruma.
shoulders. How can anyone not love him?
Like si entienden esa referencia.
I mean, there is his dad, but, well, ask anyone else. And
Uncle Yongzan says he doesn't have the personnel to spare for this delivery right now. So what do you think, Uncle Jirgwe? Should I go ahead and deliver it instead?
it feels like we've troubled you enough already.
It's kite-making materials, though. Could be for a kid. I'm sure the sender wants it delivered before Lantern Rite. Oh, by the way, here, have some tea.
All right, then. Deliver it if you want to.
Ok.
Ooh, are you free in 2 days? How about we grab some dim sum from Xianyun kiosk? My treat, and don't even think about trying to pay.
Whoa, that's way too generous of you.
Man.
Don't mention it.
Bro.
Just think of this as
Es
a
un
thank you
bro,
for
ya
all your
estás,
help.
ya está, es bro.
Besides,
Eres un bro.
thing between me and my family, it's a long
Eres
story.
parte de los muchachos.
It might take some time to tell.
Sounds good. Paimon never says no to free food.
Bruh.
All right, then I'm off. See you in 2 days. Oh, and Paimon, make sure not to eat too much before then. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Is he underestimating Paimon? She's just gonna have to show him how much she can really eat.
Eres un
Anyway,
pozo
is
sin fondo,
Gamin's
Paimon.
family situation really that complicated? He has such a happy-go-lucky personality. Plus, he's an enthusiastic and diligent worker. It's hard to imagine a guy like that being troubled by much.
How should I put it? Since he already plans to tell you himself, you don't need an old man like me to add my 2 cents. You seem to be around the same age, so you might have a lot in common.
Eso es debatible porque quizás le llevo más de
Perhaps you could help
400
me talk
años.
things through. Consider it a favor to me.
If you have the time, maybe you can make a little flag for us to wave about. It can say, "We provide aid in spades." Doesn't hurt to advertise our services, right?
Básicamente un anuncio.
Well,
Paimon
I
siempre
can
con mentalidad de
certainly
tiburón,
arrange
¿eh?
that. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
Wait, seriously? Paimon was just joking, but
Seems like Gaming really has rubbed off on you. Would you like some more tea? I think there's some left.
A ver, un poquito más, a ver.
no thanks. We came
Está
all this
rico
way
ese té.
and still haven't gotten a chance to look around the wharf. We should see the kinds of kites they got. Maybe they'll have ones you can't find in Liyue Harbor.
No es mala
All
idea.
right, then. Please do let me know if you'd like more tea. You're welcome to stay as long as you like.
Caminando. Toda esta aldea se ve bien bonita. Me gusta el diseño. ¡Ey! ¡Ey, ey, ey! Jumpscare. Tremendo screamer, ¿eh?
The way you speak, one might have presumed you were displeased to be in one's presence.
Hola, xianyun.
Take note, Paimon. You could learn a thing or two about how to respect your elders.
Ugh, starting on the elder stuff already, huh? Shouldn't you be back in your cave tinkering away at some kite-related thingamabob or something? And what's with that huge box next to you?
¡Qué buena toma, camarógrafo! Eres el mejor.
Here to do
Ay,
some shopping, aren't you?
que diga qué bonitos esos artefactos, ¿eh?
And what of it? The Qixing's decision to integrate Fontanian technology into said kite-flying competition is of no consequence to oneself.
Por cierto, xianyun, por favor, deja de evadirme en el banner.
Did you expect one to willfully compete against the
No sé
whimsical
cuántos deseos
chance
voy
of
si no me
worldly
sale.
sentiment, or perhaps even fall to petty sulking over such.
It's not that we think those things exactly. That's just what Mountain Shaper and Moon Carver told us. Or Chia something and Paimon can't be bothered to remember what their aliases were called. Anyway, they went to Liyue Harbor to look for you. They even asked us to pass along their regards if we ran into you. xianyun?
Ese par de viejos, ¿por qué no me dejan? A donde voy me siguen. No me digas que.
It appears time has quite flown since one's arrival in Liyue Harbor. How could one have forgotten about those two old fossils? One shall have to bring them back some divine.
¿Cómo se ve que son amigos de verdad?
Nay, given that one has ventured all this way to Yilong Wharf, tea would be more advisable.
¿Por qué puedo escuchar sus pensamientos? Eso es perturbador.
One is reminded that certain purchases have yet to be made. Perhaps you two could wait here whilst one performs this task. It'll be but a moment.
A ver, un ratito, te esperamos, no hay problema. Pero boing, 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 boing. Hermano, ¿era necesario añadir esas físicas, por favor? Voy con ella a ver. Mis ojos estaban en... Y así es como empiezan los cómics de Kinky Mansion. Like si entendiste la referencia. Pero bien, ¿por qué tienen tantas físicas? No puedo creerlo. Ni Shenhe tiene esas físicas.
2 boxes will do.
Wonderful. By the way, we're actually running a special Lantern Rite promotion. Buy 3 boxes, get 10% off. 4 boxes will net you 20% off.
20% off 4 boxes. This merchant strikes.
Ahora que me pregunto cómo habrá sido toda esta interacción con xianyun si es que no has hecho su historia, su misión de aventura, su misión especial.
Then 4 shall suffice.
I see. Are you intending to give these as gifts? If so, perhaps I can interest you in these exquisite gift sets. Buy 10, get half off. Look at the magnificent design, and the red ribbon gives quite the festive flair, don't you think? Such a gift would be sure to impress any lucky friend or family member.
Ay, ay, ay.
10 boxes.
¿Por qué puedo escuchar sus pensamientos? Es muy... Ella pasa lo perturbador. Miren el detalle de las texturas en esta pared.
10, a nice round number, don't you think? Of course you do. I'll even shave a little extra off the price for you.
That is agreeable. One will, I will have these boxed up then.
Of course, right away.
A ver, este men con la cola de caballo, no sé qué está pensando. Sospechoso.
I see you have quite the eye for fine items, mademoiselle. Perhaps some of my wares might also be.
Ah, es un fontanés, genial. Esos ojos, men.
I'm a toy merchant from Fontaine.
¿A dónde miras? Docomitenda yo.
Most intricate clockwork toys Mora can buy here. Each one sure to be a source of endless amusement.
Perhaps you could enlighten me then. When should said amusement be derived?
Well, that is, of course, best understood by playing with them yourself. If you could wait just a moment, I can bring one out and give you a demonstration.
¿Qué pasa? Ay, no, ¿se dio cuenta que lo estoy siguiendo? Please, dime que no se dio cuenta.
There is no need for that.
Mademoiselle.
Give me your newest and finest model, and be sure to package it securely.
¿Qué vio? ¿Qué vio?
Of course. Here you go.
Se dio cuenta que la estoy mirando, ¿no?
The instruction manual is...
I can do without. Thank you. Many watchful eyes surround this place. If one were to be spotted purchasing a mechanical toy such as this, a child's plaything no less.
Pero ¿quién te va a reconocer? ¿Quién va a saber que tú eres preservador a las nubes? A ver, ¿quién va a saberlo? Para empezar, el color realmente no es el mismo. Preservador a las nubes es en su forma de ave es blanca con celeste. No es de color así gris con verde. O jade, bueno, un color verde así, verde menta. Así que los colores no son iguales. Así que es imposible que alguien sepa que tú eres la Adeptus preservadora de las nubes.
xianyun, did your shopping go smoothly?
Naturally. One may not delight in social interactions, but that does not mean one lacks in faculties.
Me parece que xianyun es muy influenciable por las tácticas de venta.
And you too? Are you not here to purchase things?
We just haven't had time yet. It doesn't look like there are any kite stalls around Elong Wharf. But it does look like there are lots of goods from Fontaine.
You are also planning to participate in the kite flying competition then? One means to say, you along with all the other youths.
Ya, admítelo, quieres jugar
One has
también.
been entreated to share one's kite-making expertise. And indeed, there was little one could do about such persistent supplication. One moment energetic and earnest, and dejected the next. One had no choice but to acquiesce to these requests. And thus, one will be organizing a kite-making workshop.
¿Tú crees que la gente va a poder fabricar al nivel que tú fabricas? ¿Te has puesto a pensar en eso, xianyun?
Shuyu, Shenhe, Ganyu, and Yayo.
Shuyu, por cierto. No, mejor no spoileo nada.
Wow, that's quite
De
a few.
acuerdo, mejor no voy a spoilear nada.
Also, this is all pretty well, xianyun, but it's not like you have to make your own kite to participate in the competition. You can just buy one ready-made and call it a day.
Pero así, ¿cuál es el chiste? La
You
cosa es
speak of
hacer
those
una...
equipped with the mechanical lifting device, do you not? 'Tis nothing but a crude piece of mortal machinery. The mechanism that one has developed was the fruit of millennia of meticulous study. Let us not speak of the source of the mechanism's power, but rather its structure. It is composed of materials as light as bamboo and as strong as iron. This composition grants it the lightness of weight to ascend into the sky and the durability to follow the wind for many a mile.
Y todo
It is
eso
built with a series of
para competir con
intersecting
niños.
rocks that- Never mind. It is unlikely the two of you will understand, even should one expend
¿Y tú
effort
crees que
to
los niños
explain.
que vayan al taller
One is
de las
better off
cometas van a
saving one's
entenderlo
breath.
también?
It sure seems like you want to talk about it, though.
Maldición.
So, will you be attending the workshop or not?
Bueno, no tengo otra opción, es parte del argumento, supongo.
To invite us this entire time?
All right then. No need to prepare the materials in any case.
Ah, gracias.
One has it all sorted. Arrive at Mount Outsong in 2 days.
Todos en
I
2
shall be
días, fantástico,
expecting
tengo que
you
esperar un
around
montón.
midday.
Are you leaving? Don't you want a guard to help you with that big box of yours?
Surely you jest. One goes as one pleases. For what reason would one need to rely on another?
Pium, pium. Oh, todos quisiéramos poder hacer eso.
It can float? What kind of invention is that?
One calls it the floating toting device.
She seems pretty proud of that one.
Ay, ay, ay.
Look at her walk down the street.
Si no la consigo ahorita, la voy a tener que conseguir en el ratón, porque no, ahorita me está evadiendo y necesito guardar protogemas, así que...
Never mind. But anyway, that box of hers seems to be full of those mechanical lifty thingamabobs. Not that Paimon was peeking or anything. She just, got a bit unsteady for a second and accidentally brushed the embroidery on top. And wouldn't you know it, all the stuff
Paimon, ¿qué
inside
carajo
almost
estás
came
hablando?
bursting out. Paimon even went out of her way to keep it all together.
¿Qué voy a hacer
Paimon
contigo?
say is that xianyun sure does try hard to save face. What did she call it again? A crude piece of mortal machinery? Paimon bet she just can't wait to take it apart and see how it's made. Totally. We should probably act like we didn't see anything, though.
Sí,
You
es lo
know,
mejor, porque si no nos
after
va a matar.
all, that is the propriety with which one should comport oneself
Sí.
when it comes to an elder, right?
¡Qué bonito se ve esto! La puesta de sol se ve hermosa. No, déjeme verla un rato más.
Paimon has never had dim sum at Shinue kiosk before. but it should be quite the feast for sure. Ooh, and that's Paimon's stomach right on cue telling her it's time to go find Gaming. Let's go!
Let's go.
Oh, you're here early. I just ordered. The food should be out in a second. Sit down, sit down.
Pero ¿qué has pedido? No sé. De repente has pedido chop suey. A mí no me gusta el chop suey.
Here, hand me your cups.
Men, eres demasiado amable.
Oh, thank you.
Alguien se va a aprovechar de ti.
Wait, you weren't supposed to drink that, Paimon.
Ay, no, man.
That was for you to rinse your utensils.
Ay, Paimon, qué pendeja.
That's a thing?
Ya te tomaste la lejía, Paimon. Ay, man. Bueno, mientras ahora hay un plato caliente sin zoom, creían que no por Paimon, madre. Wow.
Wow, so much delicious food. Do you really eat all this just for breakfast?
A ver, hay toda una cantidad de comida deliciosa y Paimon agarra un camarón. Fantástico.
That's just how we do it where I'm from. Most of the time, though, I don't eat lunch after dim sum.
Acá veo una sopa, un tamal, camarones. Acá hay siumais.
Oh, that's good to hear. Paimon doesn't need to worry about holding back then.
Eat, eat. If it's not enough, we can always order more. Oh, and there's tong soy coming as well. I don't usually have that in the morning, but, well, since everyone's here, I just had to order.
Tong soy?
What about you, traveler? Is the food to your liking? Want some more seafood conchi? Let me
Deja
refill
que
your
te
bowl.
ríe. Este men es demasiado insistente. Este men es peor que yo y Milla.
Paimon's gonna take you up on that. Fill it up nice and full and make sure she gets a few extra shrimp. Thanks!
No pensé que podría existir, pero sí, salió un personaje más extrovertido y energético que yo y Milla. No puedo creerlo. Se llevarían excelente. Tienen que hacerlos colaborar.
So full. That meal was so
Y esas
satisfying.
mejillas
It even
sonrojadas.
gave Paimon some extra brain juice. Oh, listen. Paimon's figured it out.
¿Qué cosa?
Let's think about this for a second, Gaming. You invited us to this awesome restaurant and ordered a whole table full of expensive dim sum just for the three of us. Well, you must be hiding the fact that you're some young master from a
Paimon,
rich
¿por
family.
qué siempre hablas de más?
That would explain why you try to keep your friends and
Ay,
family away
maldición.
from each
No vamos a
other.
meter en otro problema ahora.
Are you confusing me with Xingqiu?
Huh? You know Xingqiu? You sure know a lot of people.
Well, when you're on the road as much as I am, you hear all sorts of rumors. Sometimes they're true, sometimes they're not. What it comes down to is being able to tell the difference. More often than not, that means knocking on some doors to find out for yourself.
Oh,
Okay.
you truly are a man of many talents, young Master Gaming.
Okay, enough with the teasing. Sorry to burst your bubble, Paimon, but you're wrong about my family situation.
What? Oh, Paimon thought she was onto something
No,
here.
no, es que Paimon, tú nunca das en el clavo.
My dad is just an ordinary tea merchant. Small scale stuff, you know? It wouldn't even make sense to mention his business in the same breath as the Feiyun Commerce Guild. My dad... He always wanted me to inherit the family business.
Ya sabía
To be
ya.
a merchant like him. But that's just
Cuando
not who I
crezca
am.
vas a estudiar
It's not who I
la
ever
misma
wanted to be.
vaina que tu papá. Óyelo bien. Ah, su viejo es un... Su papá es un men así
You know,
estricto.
about your interests and aspirations and stuff.
Of course I have. I told him I wanted to be a wushu dancer. That I wanted all of Tevat to see what I could do. According to my dad, though, that wasn't a real job. Just a child's pipe dream.
Mano, el hecho de que su nombre sea Gaming, que se puede pronunciar como gaming, y que el men quiere dedicarse a
I'm sure
otra
he thought I would
cosa,
come around
todo
eventually.
cuadra.
Wushu dancing
Su
has always
ropa,
been
su
the only
estilo,
thing I
todo
wanted to
cuadra.
do.
Men. El men es un gamer.
One day,
El men va a ser
he tried to
streamer
get me
para...
to visit some other
Va a ser
tea
un
merchants
streamer
to start building the
para
right
Ghost o
relationships,
Face
but
Clan. Va a jugar
I
ahí en Face
refused to
Clan.
go. In the end, I was so angry that I ran away from home. I haven't been back since. Don't get on my case just yet, okay? It's not like I think I'm completely without fault. No, I know that it wasn't the right way to go about things. But my dad's
Exacto.
stubborn. No matter how hard I tried to convince him, it just went in one ear and out the other. There was no changing his mind.
No, es bien difícil a veces hacer los cambios de opinión, te comprendo.
If I made it big in Liyue Harbor, the results could speak for themselves. But I'm sure you both already know how that's going. Wushu dancing's just not that big in Liyue Harbor. In the past, I would go door to door from store to store, asking if they would be interested in hiring a performer. Most times, I wound up eating nothing but humble pie. And you can't just rely on dreams to put food on the table, right? So, I found a job as a guard to make some money. And still, change takes time. Gotta take it slow, you know?
Paimon understands.
Te comprendo yo también.
Okay, enough of all that
Pero
serious talk.
yo manejo mi tiempo, mis tiempos, entre trabajo, estudios y YouTube.
What do you say, huh?
Actually, we kinda already have plans this afternoon. We told Xianyun that we would go to her kite-making workshop.
Oh?
Are you interested in kite-making, Gami?
Oh, no. It's just that I happen to know Auntie Xianyun.
La conoce, tía. Ok.
Do you not know who she really is, Gami?
Oh, I know that she's an adeptus. I met her during a delivery once. But hasn't she been in the city lately? She's even tried, with some limited success, to change her
Ok, este men es el amigo de todos, ya está confirmado. Él es la versión genderbender de Yoimiya de Liyue. O sea.
Oh, wait a second. She doesn't plan on putting those on a kite, does she?
Is that not something you can do?
It's one thing to use it on cloth, but applying it to paper is another matter entirely. Why couldn't she tell me what she wanted them for?
Yeah, she does seem to have trouble with that sometimes.
It would be such a shame
Tiene
if
su
everyone
ego
worked so hard on their
por
kites
las nubes,
for them to get
Xianyun.
ruined in the end. Okay, I'll go with you. If Auntie Xianyun wants to use those dies on a kite, the formula will need to be changed.
Great, the more the merrier.
Ok. Capítulo 2, vamos. Son 4, creo. ¿Me estás diciendo que ha puesto el taller aquí en la montaña Osan? ¿Tú crees que la gente común y corriente va a subir hasta acá? Se pasó, ¿ah? No, ya este es el colmo, ¿ah? Ganyu quedándose dormida, como siempre. Yo.
Ganyu! Come on, wake up! Some friends have arrived.
Me encanta este.
Hello, friends.
¿Qué tal, cabra?
Ganyu!
Oh, I have some mint oil. Perhaps we should try that. A guest at one restaurant recommended it to me. I've tried it. Its stimulative effects are much stronger than what can be achieved from chewing
Básicamente es un Red Bull de Taibat, eso es lo que me está diciendo. Pobre Ganyu. ¿No querrás una rica y refrescante Fanta?
Apologies in advance.
Ay.
Wait, Shenhe? Not there!
Tengo una mente muy sucia. No sé por qué recordé cierto cómic. Ves a Shenhe sacar una pequeña botella verde, verter un líquido con olor a menta y aplicar sobre los cuernos de Ganyu, ok. Yayao y Paimon se quedan boquiabiertos del shock, pero ya es demasiado tarde.
See, it worked. She's awake.
Me imagino a Shenhe, todos mirando y Shenhe con el cuerno de Ganyu en la mano. No, la referencia.
Do you need some water? Or maybe something to eat?
I'm fine.
Uy, casi inicio stream sin querer.
Chilly all over.
Claro, es menta, obviamente.
Was it that effective?
Es como que te aplicas mentol en todo el cuerpo.
Chilly, huh? Master always says a cool head leads to a calm heart. So, does this mean that heat's what we need to help you, Ganyu? Paimon doesn't think that's what the expression means exactly.
I feel a bit better now.
¿Estás segura?
Was I asleep?
Sus cuernos parecen brillar más de lo normal, ¿eh?
The time I usually take my midday nap.
Did you not sleep last night? That does seem to happen to you often.
Claro, se queda haciendo trabajo extra, como siempre.
Perhaps you should come work at Wanmin Restaurant with me. We get off at 10 on the dot every night.
10 de la noche. Bueno, es normal en los restaurantes trabajar hasta
I could
tarde.
never. I'm sorry. I seem to have missed your name. You are...
Gaming.
Me? My name is Gaming. I work as a guard for the Secure Transport Agency.
Gaming. The name sounds familiar. I believe I've heard your name mentioned.
Seguro, Yelan, que le gusta investigar hasta la piedra que está ahí en...
People tell me you're an extremely enthusiastic worker, and you are very generous with your help.
Well, you know me. Or, I guess you don't.
My name is Ganyu. This is Shenhe, and this is Xiao.
It's an honor to finally meet you all. Oh,
A ver, tenemos a
you must
dos
be here for
hijas
Auntie Xianyun's kite-making
de
workshop,
preservador de las nubes y una hija de Madame Ping. Bueno, hijas entre comillas, ¿no? Discípulas ya, discípulas, no decir hijas, la gente se va a confundir. Discípulas ya, dos discípulas de preservadora de las nubes y una discípula de Madame Ping.
I have neither made nor flown a kite before. As long as Master is willing to teach, I am willing to learn.
Me too. I want to participate in the kite flying competition with my best friend. Plus, it's more meaningful if you make the kite yourself, right?
Claro, es que esa es la idea. ¿Para qué comprarla cuando la puedes hacer tú mismo?
Well, Chi-Chi's been super busy
Chichi,
helping Dr.
okay.
Baiju lately. I'll meet up with her later and give her a huge surprise.
¿Ustedes creen que Chichi va a poder prestarle atención más de 5 segundos a la cometa?
It's easy to cut yourself when working with bamboo.
¿Qué estoy
so
haciendo?
I thought I should come prepared.
¿Por qué estoy aquí?
Wow, you're really thoughtful.
As for myself, I'm afraid I lack some of my companion's
Es
enthusiasm.
como para agarrarla del cuello y llevártela al archipiélago Manzana Dorada, sentarla en una silla y decir, vas a descansar aquí una semana al menos. Esta woman trabaja 24 horas al día.
But Cloud Retainer is always going out of her way to look after her juniors, wanting us to have the best there is. She always puts us before herself. It was so thoughtful of her to arrange this workshop, so I simply couldn't let such consideration go to waste. My motivation for being here might be a little different, yes, but I'm ready to put in just as much effort as everyone else.
Well, we're all here, but where the heck is xianyun?
Who is it that speaks of oneself in such an ill-tempered tone?
La invocaste, ahí está. Perfecto.
Come on, you clearly heard Paimon. Master stopped to buy grilled tigerfish to share with everyone. Come get it while it's still warm.
¿Qué tal, Shuyu? Vuelvo a repetirlo. ¿Cómo será todo esto si no has completado la historia de xianyun?
Illuminated bird. Paimon always knew you were the smartest, coolest, and prettiest adeptus. Someone as wonderful as you is sure to have brought enough for Paimon.
Los ojos de Paimon, man. Protogemas. Dame esas dos protogemas. Xianyun deja las bolsas mientras Shuyu reparte el pescado para arriba. Uy, qué rico. Cuando todo el mundo empieza a charlar, las animadas conversaciones llenan el normalmente tranquilo ambiente de la montaña Aoshang.
So delicious. Paimon's life is complete.
¿Solo por comer unos cuantos bocados? Ok.
It appears that we've ended up with quite a few participants indeed. Go ahead and divide yourselves into
7
small
personas en la
groups.
clase, ok.
The materials are over here. The regular dyes and luminescent ones have been clearly marked. Use them as you see fit.
Ah, los iluminados son los de acá y los normales son los de acá,
As
ok.
for how to make the kite, one assumes you all made sure to listen to the instructions one provided while we were eating. Yes?
Estabas dando instrucciones,
Are there any
perdón, que el platillo está tan bueno que...
Paimon may have focused a little too hard on the eating and less on the listening.
Si le voy a acabar haciendo yo igualmente.
She could count on you, traveler.
One will wait under this tree and avail oneself
¿Qué
of the
clase de
cool
profesora
air while
eres?
one digests. Do not hesitate to seek one's company if you have any trouble,
¿Para qué pones un taller
questions, or
si-
simply want to chat.
Perfecto. Me encanta, es autodidactas, ok.
Why don't we go see what the others are up to?
Me recuerdo a un profesor que tuve en la universidad. A ver, vamos a hablar con Gaming.
Hey, Gaming, want to team up?
Huh? I have to participate? I thought I'd be done
Soy
with the
yo,
day
habló en
after
chino
testing
Shuyu
the
un
dye
segundo, me
formula.
parece.
You're that unenthused by kite making,
What's a
huh?
chincha? Escuché algo así.
No, it's not that. It's just... it would take too long to explain. I guess I'll just make one then. What shape should we go with? How about a butterfly?
Mariposa simboliza el deseo de librarse de sus ataduras y la búsqueda de la libertad. Eso es a lo que Gaming anhela.
What do you think, Xiyu? Is there a particular design you want?
I want a swanee.
A swanee, okay.
That might be a little hard to pull off.
True, but I still want to try. They're super cute.
Okay, it's decided then.
A ver, inténtelo, los reto. Yo. Por cierto, vamos a añadirlas al party ya que estamos aquí con ellas, así que añadimos al party.
I'll take good care of every... Auntie Cloud Retainer, look! Am I doing it right?
Very good. Your frame is nice and sturdy. This design, is it a finch?
Yep.
Oh.
One is looking forward to seeing your finished product.
Puedes ver en sus ojos el orgullo que tiene esta mujer.
What color are you going to make it, Yao Yao? I haven't decided yet. If I make it blue, it'll be more like my friends. But if I make it gold, it'll be more like me.
If you are asking for one's own opinion, one would advise choosing gold.
Por dos, el dorado hace que todo sea mejor.
When giving a gift, the key consideration is the recipient's feelings, is it not? One imagines your friend would much prefer a kite that reminds them of you.
El conejito.
Oh, hey, I never told you the kite was for Chi-Chi. How did you know?
With age comes wisdom, child. One simply has a way of knowing things.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Auntie Cloud Retainer. I'm gonna start painting it gold right now.
Good. One will watch. You two seem strangely unoccupied. One was under the impression that one was supposed to be doing
Perdón, estamos procrastinando un poquito. Es que es fácil, ahora come tranquila. Tranquila, todo que la hacemos.
We're going to start, right now.
Fácil.
Shenhe, it would be great if you could refrain from putting things on my
Sí,
horns
dale
from
con lo de
now
los
on.
cuernos, bueno.
They're really quite sensitive.
I see.
Anotado.
My apologies. I shall remember that in the future.
Thank you. No harm done.
Good. Could I touch them just once more, though? No oil or anything this time. I've just always wondered what Miss Ganyu's horns feel like.
Huh? Please, I told you. Just call me Ganyu. Well, all right. Just be gentle.
Quedó bien brillante el cuerno.
Firm to the touch with no discernible temperature. Oh, not unlike certain medicinal plants.
¿Qué sería que en una de esas? ¡Crack!
Still, Ganyu appears to be shaking like a cat whose whiskers have just been touched. I should stop. I see. Then I'll apply the oil to your forehead.
No le digan a
next time.
Tartaglia.
Oh, no need.
Perdón.
I'll just refrain from taking afternoon naps outdoors. Anyway,
Estás
we should
tosiendo.
probably get
Ponte
started
una
on our
mascarilla.
hike.
Me estás
It won't be
asustando.
long
Ya.
before Cloud Retainer comes to check on our progress. Perhaps we should
Estás
just choose the
con
most
COVID,
traditional
creo.
style.
Okay.
Me alegra que se lleven bien las dos, de verdad.
Well, they seem to be getting along swimmingly. Oh, let's not disturb them.
Deberíamos estar haciendo nuestra
We should
cometa,
get
más bien.
started on our kite now. Let's go.
Recién. Fantástico. A ver. Hacer cometa. Esto no debe ser de difícil.
We have to decide on the shape.
Ya sé lo que está pensando. Está claro que sí.
Oh, that's not a completely
Yo lo
crazy
lo predije totalmente.
If nothing else, a paimon-shaped kite could at least make sure you never get lost on your travels and always find the
Vamos a hacerla bien gordita.
things to do wherever you go. Maybe we're not exercising enough artistic license. Ooh, we should exaggerate this a bit. How about this? The word paimon means the guardian angel of travelers.
Ah, claro.
Now, what expression should we give her? Since the kite is going to be flying super high in the sky.
Debería lucir asustada. Debería ser, parece que si te... Vamos a ponerle orgullosa.
Ooh, like this? Ooh. The title of champion kite flyer is mine.
Sí, eso me gusta.
Now we've decided. Let's make it happen.
Ah, mira, Paimon por fin está haciendo algo. Ok.
It's done. Paimon has to say, Kite Paimon might even rival real Paimon in terms of cuteness. Now we just have to attach the string, right?
Es xianyun caminando casualmente, ok.
All right, gather around, everyone.
Oh, no, se acabó el tiempo.
Oh, Shenyun's calling us.
A ver.
Let one take a look.
Dice, están bonitas sus cometas. Miren la que yo he hecho y saca una aeronave.
Wow.
Oh, qué bonito.
Ganyu and Shenhe made a scissor-tailed swallow. It's so pretty. Yep. The coloring makes it look a lot like Master.
Han hecho una cometa de
If the
preservar
tail
las
isn't
nubes.
splitting too like that, it might even be a spitting image. If you look closely, there are a few spots where the colors go outside the lines. Did you doze off while painting it, Ganyu?
I did the painting. I stared at the paper for quite some time, but I simply could not recall the
No
coloring of
puedo
any
dejar de
bird.
mirar los muslos de Shenhe. Perdón,
Except
la
Master.
cometa está muy bonita. ¿No?
Or should I say that I'm too familiar with her crane form? Even when she stands before us in human form, all I can see is blue and white.
Eso es lo que yo digo, no son los mismos colores.
Oh. Well, now that you mention it, Paimon can see it too.
Exactly. So I simply closed my eyes and painted from memory.
No way. You can paint with your eyes closed? Wow. The disciples of Adepti really are something.
You are most filial, Shenhe. One is flattered by the likeness.
En el fondo está que se derrite de ternura. Está orgullosa.
The swanny that Gaming and Shuyu made looks very majestic. I'm sure it'll look even more impressive as it soars through the sky.
The eyes and ears glow in the dark, so you're sure to see it at night. Your golden finch is cute too, Yao Yao. It's all thanks to Auntie Cloud Retainer's guidance.
Esa es una madre asiática orgullosa.
What about your kite, traveler?
Sí.
Its self-important countenance bears a striking resemblance to that of its
Amen,
namesake.
amen.
It makes her look like she's already won the competition.
Algo me dice que no vamos a ganar. Por un giro argumental no vamos a ganar definitivamente.
Is that the Jade Chamber?
Oh,
Una cámara de Jade. Una cometa de la cámara de Jade han tirado ahí.
who dares attempt such a flagrant display of impropriety by releasing a kite into one's territory without one's permission?
Me
And to
pregunto
do
quién
so by
podría ser.
making use of this crude piece of mortal machinery. One simply must know who it is that possesses such
Wow,
a
wow, ¿qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó?
Continue attaching the strings, everyone.
¿Qué
One will be
pasó?
but a moment.
¿Tan serio es que tiene que volver a su forma original?
Retainer? Traveler, Paimon, could I trouble you to go after Cloud Retainer?
Ok.
Master's going to be okay, right?
I'm more worried about the person who released the kite.
Ah, ya, llamen una ambulancia, pero no para mí. A ver, vamos.
There's wind up ahead. Looks like we can glide over.
A ver, ¿qué ocurre? Ah, son estos dos men.
This
Estaban haciendo una
Fontanian
cometa.
device of mechanical motion is quite curious indeed.
Okay.
Now is hardly an opportune time for your musings. Someone among us was not sufficiently
Among
attentive,
Us.
and now the kite has vanished.
Calm yourself. Do you have any recollection of its last location?
One believes it drifted in the direction of Mount Outsong. Perhaps it is mere happenstance, but one feels a certain sense of dread at the thought.
¿Será porque el preservador
Your
está de regreso ahí?
concern is misplaced, surely. Cloud Retainer is either in the city looking after her disciples, or secluded in her abode attending to her research. She will not notice that kite. On the subject of said kite, however, one simply must remark on the genius of its windlass lift technology. One cannot help but surmise that its ingenuity rivals that of Cloud Retainer's creations.
Still thy tongue. If Cloud Retainer were to hear you profess such a thing, we can both say farewell to any further use of the supreme cuisine machine.
One presumes that this kite belongs to you.
Tremendo screamer que se van a llevar estos dos meses.
Regard the situation with which we are now confronted. This
one's fault. One seems to
¿Pueden
recall
hablar
that releasing the
telepáticamente?
kite
Eso
was
está
no
ahí,
solitary
es
endeavor.
hacer trampa.
Say something, Mountain Shaper. Surely you can think of something to appease her.
further explanation shall only fan the flames of her wrath. It would be better to stay silent and retire at the earliest opportunity.
We can hardly avoid her forever.
Ahora va a decir, debes saber que los estoy escuchando.
Hello?
Go
no.
retrieve the kite.
Absolutely not. You retrieve
it. That is not our kite.
Ay, no, se pasó.
So an
Se
adeptus
mamó.
such as oneself is mistaken then?
Ah, you're an adeptus? Please forgive us for any impropriety. I truly possess no inkling of who could have released a kite into your esteemed domain. Pray,
Se están haciendo la que no la han reconocido.
for such wanton behavior.
Verily, verily, we were but delighting in the surrounding scenery. This locale is home to such exquisite mint. Well, and if that's all, then we'll just be on our way.
We finally caught up. You sure do fly fast in your illuminated bird form, xianyun. Mooncarver? Mountain Shaper? What are you doing here?
Ok, Paimon.
You!
Ella.
Okay, now Paimon's getting a weird vibe. Did she say something wrong?
It is of no consequence. Long has one seen through their disguises. One was simply curious as to how long they would keep up the act.
Then you are not angry?
How could one feel anger at the sight of two old friends enjoying themselves? One is also well aware of how enticing these city novelties can be.
We were simply consumed by a fit of festive spirit. Seldom do we get the opportunity to partake in the delights of the times. However, we are far from being as adept as you in matters that require a deftness of hand. No worthy kite could be born of our own making. Thus, we could only take the convenient route, so to speak.
Your prowess in mechanics is unparalleled, Cloud Retainer. You wield the wind and waves themselves. Your singular talent stands unmatched across the land.
Ya, síguenle pasando la franela ahí, síguenle pasando la franela.
One has guests to attend to. We will have to convene again some other time. Traveler, Paimon, do try to keep up.
No. Maldición.
We're leaving already? All this flying from place to place is wearing Paimon out.
Ay, no, otra vez.
They're back.
¿Te preocupaste por nada, Ganyu? ¿Por qué qué?
Paimon's pooped. Hi. Why are there only two of you left?
After you left, Yao Yao and Shu Yu tired themselves out playing with their kites. Gao Ming offered to escort them home.
Before he left, he said
Qué
something
considerada es
that I
la Min, de
don't quite
verdad.
understand.
Oh? What did he say?
He said, a kite is always tied down no matter how far it flies or how high it soars. Its tether prevents it from ever truly flying free. He looked quite dejected as he said this.
Now that you mention it, Gaming did seem to have a rather strange attitude towards kites.
Tal vez él se vea el mismo reflejado en ellas.
Reflection of himself. Oh, if I were a kite, I would cherish that tether as a symbol of kinship and the bonds that tie us and...
¿No será por tus cuerdas rojas?
Shenhe?
It may be an exceedingly slim and distant connection, but lose it, and you lose that which links you to home. If Gaming truly sees a kite as a reflection of himself, then I fear I understand his words even less.
Well, people often have different points of view depending on their mindset and experiences, right? It's actually quite normal.
Just like some people can eat spicy food, but others won't go anywhere near it?
Exactly. That's why tolerance and understanding are as important as they are.
Exacto. Tú lo has dicho, Ganyu,
And
no yo.
understanding? What brought about this conversation? Did one miss something?
Mucho.
We were just chatting. You don't have to butt in on every little thing, you know. Where were you anyway?
One was merely doing a bit of cooking.
Así casual, o sea, de la nada.
Night fast approaches. If you are otherwise unoccupied, one would entreat you to stay and eat before you depart.
A ver, un poquito.
Oh, it's been so long since I've had the chance to enjoy your cooking, Cloud Retainer.
Worry not. One has prepared a variety of meat and vegetable dishes. One is more than familiar with everyone's culinary
Me
proclivities.
pido la ración de paimon.
I'm hungry too. It's not like the dim sum and grilled fish could keep her full the whole day, you know.
Shenhe, Ganyu, come with me.
Whoa, what's with all the secrecy? You're not trying to play favorites, are you? If you're ready to serve the food, we can help too.
Ok, no, ¿qué? ¿Tengo que seguirlas? Ok. Tras esperar fuera de la morada preservadora de las nubes durante un rato... ¡Oh! ¡Los atuendos! Hermosas, ¿ah?
I can feel the wind brushing against my legs.
Fanservice en su máxima expresión, hermano. Qué buen camarógrafo.
Is the headpiece secure? I should have asked Cloud Retainer to check before I stepped outside.
How do we look?
She asked them just like that?
Está sonroja. La cara de la viajera.
You look pretty too, Ganyu. Oh, how should Paimon put it? You both look so elegant and refined. Those outfits really suit you both.
Given that one employed the services of the best tailor in all of Liyue, what colors have you been partial to lately, Shenhe and Ganyu?
Lately? Why is Cloud Retainer suddenly asking about what colors we like?
I like black.
Okay.
One is gratified to see one's disciple has inherited one's own tastes.
The color black doesn't get dirty easily. A virtue I've come to value recently.
Qué buena razón. Qué inteligente,
And
Shenhe.
you, Ganyu?
I
Azul.
favor blue and black.
Esa carita, esa carita.
And the material is sufficiently comfortable, yes?
Yes, very. I simply cannot thank you enough, Cloud Retainer, for this gift. And the kite, too.
Thank you, Master.
One is content as long as you are pleased with the gift. One hopes these garments will see much use.
Te sientes y disfrutas de una mesa llena de deliciosa comida y agradable compañía. Exacto.
Seems like your supreme cuisine machine is just getting better and better, xianyun. This golden crab's particularly
Uy,
good.
qué rico.
The shell's deliciously crunchy, and the meat inside is so succulent and sweet. Paimon can't stop eating.
Es la lengüita, la lengüita.
Maybe when Gaming isn't here, or Paimon would have to duel him for the food. You know, with chopsticks.
Creo que lo de esto
He
sería.
traveled all this way on account of the kite-making workshop, and he spent the whole afternoon looking after Xianyun. One was hoping to treat him to a meal. Oh well. One will just have to extend one's thanks in person.
Más tarde, pero si ya es de noche, o sea, ya debe estar lejos. ¿Cómo lo vas a ir a buscar?
One
Ah, bueno,
has
puedes
high
volar
standards.
a más de 500 kilómetros por hora.
He appears to be a young man of much merit, and one is not the type who would see such potential squandered.
It appears that he wishes to break free from the kite string that tethers him.
Kite string? Huh, what strange metaphors you speak in, Shenhe. Ever since you returned from one mean restaurant, your turns of phrase render one at quite the loss.
Hablando con Shanlin, seguro.
Oh, do you know about the conflict between Gaming and his dad, Xianyun?
One has only heard that the two are not on good terms.
He ran away from home and hasn't been back since.
Oh?
Ran away, you say?
Ay, qué chismosa.
One believes we would all benefit from
Ay,
a more
las viejas
thorough
chismosas
retelling.
siempre.
Start from the beginning.
Oh, okay. Paimon just hopes he won't mind.
Le cuentan a xianyun todo lo que saben sobre la situación de Gami con su familia. What?
This shall not do. Lantern Rite fast approaches. We must make haste. As one was contacting various tailors around Liyue, one could not help but be reminded of Menogias. He possessed a singular talent for clothing design. He had an exquisite eye, not just for fabric selection and color pairing, but also for what accessories could best accentuate a garment's overall styling. At a gathering of Adepti, Bonanis once complained in secret to some of the ladies in attendance that the skirt Menogias made for her was too long and impractical, lamenting that it would only hinder her in battle.
Bueno, eso es cierto.
However, when one asked Menogias his opinion, he remarked that the train of the skirt would serve to enhance her adepto countenance by exemplifying a certain elegance. Menogias was that type of person. When it came to topics relating to garments and accessories, not even Rex Lapis could best his stubbornness.
Ah, yeah,
and later...
¿Qué pasó?
One seems to have strayed off topic. One means to say that Lantern Rite should be a day of reunion. It is a time to address problems before they turn into regrets. Fate is fickle. The cruel reality of this world is that suffering and misfortune can befall any of us without design or reason. If there is a chance for young people to remain insulated from this reality, one should do one's utmost to make it so.
That's nice and all, but...
Pero...
Do you have any ideas, Cloud Retainer?
Perhaps adeptal arts could be of use. No. Mechanics, perhaps. One fails to see its use in a situation such as this.
Is there anything I can do to help?
No, gracias, Shenhe, porque tú vas a destrozar todo.
Combining our efforts is a fine idea indeed. Aha! One has an idea.
Ok.
How about
Se le
this?
prendió el foquito.
Does that make sense to everyone?
No escuché nada.
Yep. Oh, Paimon really hopes this works.
One's designs never fail. Now then, I counsel rest for all.
Dos
and to make
días,
the
ok, a
necessary
dormir.
preparations.
A mimir. ¿Puedo mimir
I
ahí?
shall see you in 2 days.
¿Puedo hacer un campamentito aquí en la montaña, por favor? Ah, ok. Buen momento para terminar la segunda parte. Ah, literal, sí hice un campamento. Genial. Bien, a ver, ¿qué nos tienes que decir, Gamin?
Hi, Gaming! Paimon sees you've certainly gotten an early start this morning. Who won this time? You the one buying dim sum again?
Hey, when you put it like that, it makes it sound like I'm always the one losing.
Ah, perfect, you're all here. There's an important commission I need your help with.
¿Qué? ¿En serio me haces hacer trabajar en el rite de linterna fantástico, hermano?
Alright, I've got the time. Where are the goods?
¿Dónde está la merca?
Well, it's not just goods this time. I need you to escort a tea merchant and their wares from Chaoying Village to Liyue Harbor. A very important client has requested to meet with him.
A ver.
Sure. What's this merchant's address?
Here.
La casa de Gamen. Algo me dice que es la casa de Gamen.
The client's that important.
¿Por
then
qué
this
esa toma?
must
¿Qué
be a
pasó?
very
What the fuck?
Crucial, very pressing commission, right?
Of course, the sooner you complete it, the better. I would advise you to depart as soon as possible.
¿Qué pasó?
All right, don't work too hard now, Longjo. We'll set off then.
Ok, empezamos con la tercera parte. Supuestamente es la última, pero hay un capítulo más, así que vamos a ver.
You're a bit quiet today, Gaming. Oh, do you want Paimon to tell a story?
We're almost there. I'll take a rain check on that.
Hello, you must be the tea merchant heading to Liyue Harbor. We're here to escort you.
Jeep Tac, ese nombre, suena como un snack, ¿no? Un tipo takis, así, un snack. Jeep Tac.
Dad?
Oh, ya sabía. Soy un genio. Me encanta, soy un visionario, man. Puedo predecir todo.
It's nice to meet you. Just leave this delivery to him. Trust Paimon, he's got this in the bag. Everyone at the Secure Transport Agency says as much. Even the Ministry of Civil Affairs has nothing but good things to say about him.
Seems like you've made some sort of name for yourself at least.
Ah, man.
The goods are all in order?
Yes, they're all here.
Then let's get going.
¿Hay un problema si nos fumamos algunas hojas por ahí? Jeep Tac. No supero su nombre, Jeep Tac.
Client has asked for you by name. You kinda have to come with us. Paimon doesn't know how we would explain ourselves if you just didn't show up. Plus, you'd be missing out on a huge money-making opportunity.
I see. I suppose I will have to trouble you all to escort me, then.
We've been walking for so long. Is anyone tired? How about we stop and rest for a bit?
I'm fine.
¿Estás seguro, man?
Gaming, don't you usually have some delicious snacks on you? Come on, bring them out so we can share them.
I'm fine. Thank you.
Demasiados truenos, no sé por qué.
But the winter melon cake
Oh.
you gave us last time was so delicious. Have you ever tried it before, Mr. Ip?
Paimon.
Sí, Paimon, cállate. Cállate, Paimon, ya.
This place looks nice and open. Why don't you all rest here for a second?
Huh? What about you? You're not going to join us?
I'm not tired. I'll keep watch.
Oh, but
Just let him go.
okay, we'll just share amongst ourselves then. Did you know, Uncle Ip, that the flavor of these cakes changes depending on...
Halt! Who goes there?
¿Quién está ahí? Hey.
It appears that one's movements were overly conspicuous.
What?
Enough of your musings. Focus. Focus on the matter at hand.
Ya sabía que estos dos eran...
Present
Necesitaban
your
recusarse de alguna
ornaments
forma.
at once.
Indeed. Bring them forth readily and without protest.
Ah! What do we do?
It seems as if these two are acting alone. It won't be difficult to subdue them, but they might have something else waiting in store for Dad. The best way to keep him safe is... Leave this to me. I'll handle them. Traveler, Paimon, take my dad and the goods away from here.
No, Gaming. It's too dangerous.
This is what I do.
Oh.
A
Sí.
thorny foe indeed. Let us depart and seek a target softer in blows and disposition.
Don't think I'm gonna let you off so easily.
Away. Let us away.
Coming!
Excelentes actores, ¿ah?
Great fighter!
Premios Oscar para ambos, ¿ah?
Paimon's even seen him take down a dozen or so treasure hoarders all by himself!
But Coming, if he had just stayed by my side and learned the family trade, he wouldn't have to put himself in such dangerous situations.
We just have to
hermano,
trust
tranquilo.
him. Let's go on ahead. We'd best get away from here.
El men
in
es
case
fuerte,
there are other
tranquilo.
bandits in the area waiting in ambush.
Corre, Paimon, corre.
All is going to plan.
Okay, we should be good to stop here. Zhongli? Oh no, what is he doing here?
El zhongli volando su cometa. Ok. Excelente, excelente, excelente.
Good sir, please listen to me. Reel in your line and leave this place as quickly as you can. There are bandits in the area.
Son chasquea los dedos nomás y esos dos menes son esqueletos nomás quedan. El vino de Osmanthus no sabe como yo lo recuerdo.
Bandits, acting in broad daylight.
Ay, ven.
Oh.
Ya entendimos, Paimon, ya, suficiente, ya entendimos, Paimon.
It appears many people are catching a chill as of late. If your throat is bothering you, Paimon, perhaps some tea and rest are in order.
No, quiero vino de Osmanthus.
Nope, no need. Paimon's fine. She just had some cake stuck in her throat.
If there are indeed bandits in the area, then we should inform the Millelith at once.
Los escoltas se están cargando.
Well, if that's the case, such matters are best left to those with the necessary expertise. Wouldn't you agree?
Exacto.
I suppose you're right. If ordinary people like us got involved, we would only cause more trouble.
Since we find ourselves otherwise unoccupied in this beautiful area, why don't we find a quiet place to relax while we wait for good news?
That would be lovely.
So, Uncle Ip does have a reason to be worried. After all, Gaming, the guard we mentioned, is his son.
Gaming. The name sounds somewhat familiar. Ah, yes. That is the name of the Wushu dancer who has been performing around Liyue Harbor recently, is it not?
Oh, have you seen him perform?
Indeed. I cannot help but admire his skill. He truly encapsulates the spirit of the Suani. Wushu dancing has become more well known in Liyue Harbor recently. However, although performers are seeing budding success, they have no doubt had to face many hurdles along the way. If you ask me, what truly deserves admiration is perseverance in the face of adversity. That is a rare attribute indeed. I have heard many of my acquaintances praise Gaming for his kind, selfless, and courageous disposition. To have a child so accomplished and upright, you must be a very proud parent indeed, Uncle Ip.
Jeep tak.
Seems like Zhongli has decided to skip the formalities.
Well, he's a hard worker. Yes.
You should be sure to tell him you think that when he gets back.
Your son is young yet. It's normal for someone his age to be a bit hot-headed. It's understandable to find talking about such things in person difficult. If there's a particular sentiment you wish to convey, perhaps we could pass it along for you.
No. It wouldn't be right to ask that of you.
Es que, señor Zhongli, mi hijo se la pasa todo el día en el computador. Se la pasa jugando Free Fire y viendo Skibidi Toilet todo el día.
Has festered for many years now. In truth, I've been in the tea business for most of my
No presté
life,
atención.
and I always hoped my child would do the same. Otherwise, how would he support himself?
Se puede ganar mucho dinero de otras formas, mano.
No
No sé ustedes, pero yo no quisiera venderte, producirte toda mi vida, así que...
How his work was taking him to farther and farther off places. I also heard that he never gave up on Wushu dancing. It made me happy. But I was also worried. When you're young, you can handle all that physically taxing work and manual labor. What young person isn't capable of making a living that way? My concern is what happens when you get old. Every time I get to thinking like that, I cannot help but be reinforced in the belief that I was right. I often regret introducing him to wushou dancing as a kid. If I had known how things would turn out, I would have never taken him to see those performances in the first place.
It is only natural for a parent to strive to send their child down the right path. No one would begrudge you that sentiment, Uncle Ip. You need not worry.
You seem quite young, Mr. Zhongli. Yet you speak with such wisdom. Perhaps I have misjudged your age.
Oh, ni te lo imaginas.
Your words are too kind. Truth be told, one of my old friends has several grown daughters.
Ah, ya sabemos de quién está hablando.
Rather than fretting about their future, however, she prefers to let them find their own way.
Then she is more easygoing than I could ever be. I fear I lack such an open mind.
Ajá. Exacto, es lo que
I
te
meant
falta.
to say earlier, there is no need to be so polite. Feel free to call me by my name, Iptak.
Iptak, no
Sure.
Jiptak.
So, do you also think I fret too much, Mr. Zhongli?
Demasiado.
That's not exactly what I was hoping to convey. Only a fool would ask a parent not to worry about their child. But think of it this way. Raising a child is not unlike flying a kite. Hold the string too tight, and it can no longer soar. As my friend once said, if your children are aiming for the stars, clipping their wings will only cause them to come crashing down. You need to let out the line for a kite to soar.
It seems I was too stuck in my ways.
You need not reproach your heart for caring. You simply need to loosen your hold a little. Indeed, with such a big heart, why not allocate
Algo
the
me dice
time
que
you
todo este
usually spend
rito del
worrying
linterna
about
está dedicado a todos los
Ganyu to the
papás que
pursuit of
juegan
other
Genshin, ¿no?
things,
No sé por
like
qué.
going for a stroll,
Todos los que son
drinking
papas.
tea, or taking in the scenery. You never know what surprises could be in store.
The blink of an eye, you say. Do things change so quickly?
Children grow up in quite the same way, do they not? Day after day, year after year, sometimes in the blink of an eye, but always when you least expect it. As a father, I'm sure you know that best.
Yes, you can say that again. 1 second, Gaming was a kid. The next thing I knew, he was ready to fly the nest.
Zhongli certainly has a way with words.
Se lo arconte. Ahí viene. Ay, pensé que íbamos a pelear.
Oh, Gaming is back. Hey, Gaming, we're over here.
Dad, Traveler, Paimon. Good, you're all here. Oh, and Mr. Zhongli from the Wangsheng funeral parlor?
A fated meeting indeed. We were just enjoying some pleasant conversation.
Is everything resolved?
Well, you could say that.
What does that mean?
Traveler, Paimon, come with me. I need to talk to you.
Huh? Oh, okay.
Ok. ¿Se dio cuenta?
I'll come right out and say it. Those two bandits, you sent
¡Ta
them, didn't you?
máquina! ¡Maldición!
So, that's how we're starting off?
Can't look me in the eye, huh? Guess I'm right then.
Okay, but how did you know?
At first, their mannerisms seemed a bit stilted. But once I got close, it was obvious that they possessed great skills. I was right on their tail, and it should have taken only a few steps to catch up to them, yet somehow, I was never able to close that distance. People with that level of skill would have gone about things differently from the start, like sneaking up on us while we were distracted.
Bueno, tienes razón.
Unless, of course, their real motive was to lure me away from the group all along.
Wow, you're pretty quick on the uptake.
I just have a lot of experience. I've dealt with many a ruthless bandit in my time, but I've never seen ones like them. In the end, I told them they would make good guards if they ever wanted to get back on the straight and narrow, and that they could hang out with me in Liyue Harbor anytime.
You ever consider you might be a little too good at making friends?
I'm guessing you guys were trying to help resolve things between my dad and me?
Ah, bueno, sí.
I appreciate it, I really do. But this conflict between us has been going on for a long time. Even if those two were real bandits, and I was able to subdue them and show him what I was capable of, it wouldn't change anything. You've seen the way he talks to me.
It's not like that at all! Your dad really cares about you. You should see the way he talks about you when you're not around. Zhongli was talking things through with him and he nearly agreed to let it go. You don't believe us?
He won't let it go. He can say as much as he wants to other people, but he won't talk to me. I'm certain of it.
¿Tú vas a hablar con él?
You told us you wanted to prove yourself to your dad. Why don't you tell him about all the hard work you've done these past few years?
Will that even do anything? I'm not sure talking is enough.
You won't know unless you try. Just like how you won't know if something is delicious unless you taste it.
Todo lo ves tragar tú, Paimon.
Listen to us. It's time to put these people skills to good use. You can make friends with anyone, so why not your dad?
Te voy a apoyar, mano. Tranquilo.
I'll do my best.
You are very knowledgeable, Mr. Zhongli. I'm impressed. Despite my being in the tea industry for several decades, it seems I still have much to learn about the art of tea tasting.
You flatter me. It was nothing but a few humble musings.
How much tea have you drank since we've been gone?
Ni que fuera alcohol.
Ipdak and I have found many a common interest. Our friendship, much like a cup of tea, seems to grow stronger the longer it has to steep.
Well said, Mr. Zhongli.
¿Quién toma una taza de té tan caliente con tanto sola?
You should take the opportunity
A menos que sea té
to learn
frío.
from people like him when you're in the city.
Huh? Oh, of course.
Zhongli?
I have very much enjoyed our conversation, Ipdak, but I, unfortunately, have some unfinished funeral parlor business to attend to.
Oh, I hope I didn't keep you. My apologies for taking up so much of your time, Mr. Zhongli. No need to stay on my account. When you're less busy, let's find a time to meet. I'll treat you to dim sum.
It would be an honor.
Ciao, Zhongli.
We'll see you off, Zhongli. You two have a nice chat, alright? Thanks for helping us talk things through with Uncle Ip. Good thing you were able to pick up on what we were putting down.
I have been around the both of you for some time now. You could say I have a certain level of expertise in that regard. As for my role in the conversation, think nothing of it. I hardly did anything noteworthy.
You never change, do you?
Tan humilde como siempre.
Why did you have us walk all this way? Paimon thought we just had to go far enough to be out of earshot.
A friend approaches.
¿Quién?
Hello.
Oh. Okay.
Xiao,
Llegó el emo.
I've been here the whole time.
Okay.
A ghostly kite. Could that elusive Director Hu be coming to Wangshu Inn once again? What is she doing here? I suppose it matters not. Given her relationship with Rex, well, Zhongli, I might as well go pay my respects.
Y resulta que era el mismísimo Rex Lapis. Esa cara.
It's you. I thought you were Director Hu.
Ah, your arrival is most fortuitous. Do you want to try out this new gadget? The addition of the power source makes the takeoff more stable. It's just that...
Madre, esto tiene mucho significado padre-hijo, man.
I fear it's almost too stable. It completely negates
Ya está
the pleasure of seeing
confirmadísimo,
one's kite sway
confirmadísimo
with the
que
wind.
este rito de la
It's a bit of a
linterna es
shame.
de la linterna, es una metáfora a los padres
In
y a los
truth, I'm
hijos.
here because Director Hu dispatched me to
Ese ha sido el
purchase some
significado de este
items in
año.
preparation for Lantern Rite.
I see. Much like she does every year. Much like she'll do next year, I would imagine. Am I wrong? Or has she once again sent you out to buy, what is it, sesame oil or something?
While we're on the subject, I do wonder why she is so obsessed with using sesame oil in the preparation of mixed vegetable dishes for lantern
Aceite de
rites.
sésamo.
A recommendation from Zhongli, perhaps. What do you think, Xiao?
I've only met Director Hu a few times. I'm hardly the best person to ask.
Ah, and is that not a sign that you should visit Wangsheng Funeral Parlor more often? It wouldn't hurt to grace the parlor with your presence now and again, when you are otherwise unoccupied. This one here is a traditional kite, one without any equipped mechanical device. Director Hu tasked me with studying the differences between the two to determine which one is of greater merit. Many hands make light work.
Piñata pay to win, piñata
Perhaps
free to play.
you
Okay.
could test out the other kite for me?
All right. I have made my comparisons. If speed is what you're after, the mechanical kite is the better choice.
Wonderful. I shall pass that information along to Director Hu. I'll leave these two kites with you. Perhaps you can find a few friends with which to partake in the activity.
Oh,
¿Qué tal indirecta?
wait. Who enjoys kite flying?
Well, I would imagine someone of your talent and wisdom is more than capable of finding out.
So, you were testing out the kites for Hu Tao and even roped Xiao into doing it for you? Paimon didn't ask earlier because the situation was awkward.
I would hardly say I roped Xiao into anything. I simply sought the help of a friend. Besides, we did the testing together.
Seems like our pool of competitors is growing.
La competición no importa
Do you
ahorita.
like kite flying, Xiao?
I suppose I neither like nor dislike it. Although, watching a kite gradually ascend into the sky does bring me a certain peace of mind. Perhaps they're a bit like Xiao lanterns in that way.
Kite flying is also a pleasant form of relaxation.
Have you ever thought about making a kite, Xiao? Cloud Retainer taught us how. We can teach you if you want.
There's no need. Menogius was the only yaksha among us who had an interest
Among
in
us.
matters of ornamentation and design. When Lantern Rite is over, come find me near Pervasi's temple if you have the time.
Ok, de acuerdo.
It's
¿Dónde
getting
era?
late.
Ya me olvidé.
I should go inform Director Hu of our findings.
How's she been, by the way? Be sure to say hi to her for us.
The last time I spoke to her, she mentioned that she would be visiting Chaoying village in a few days. If you
Total.
have the time,
Acabamos de
perhaps you could
estar
also
ahí.
make the trip. If you happen to
Maldición.
run into her, you can pass along your regards in person.
We'll keep that in mind. Take care, Zhongli. See you later.
See you next time.
Y Xiao desaparece. Ah.
Coming.
You can go first.
I don't have anything to say.
Then I'll go. I still don't want to leave Liyue Harbor.
Oh. I can't say I support that decision, but... Hey, let me finish before you get all worked up.
Sit, Shenhe, sit.
Oh.
You must be
Okay.
tired from your journey. Shall I pour you a cup of tea, or would you prefer something else to drink?
No need. I'm not tired. They're gone, Master.
Me gusta todo este plan que han armado, de verdad.
Perfect. The time is nigh for us to make an appearance. Do you remember the plan one recounted to you?
Yes, Master. We aim to give them a demonstration of familial love.
What the fuck, ¿qué pasó con la pared?
So I'll have whatever you are having.
All right.
What are Auntie Xianyun and Shenhe doing here? Just how many people are involved in this scheme? I suppose all I can do is just take a seat and see what happens.
Nada, todos se van a llevar un premio Oscar
I
de
just
idea.
so happen to have bought some Sunglow tea recently. It's quite the delectable variety. Or it would be if one has not been forced to drink it every day in the hopes of whittling down its considerable stash. One has more than had one's fill already. Oh, forget it. Such thoughts detract from the present need to keep up the conversation. Has work been busy during the holiday season? Do you need my help with anything?
Drunk guests can sometimes cause trouble, but I deal with them as you taught me, by pinning their heads against the table.
Are Auntie Xianyun and Shenhe serious right now?
Oh dear. While one was busy orchestrating this act, one seems to have forgotten about Shenhe's various eccentricities.
Esos ojos solo reflejan sangre, mano. Violencia.
What I meant to ask was, have you made any new friends? We live so far from each other. It would be a great comfort to me to know you are surrounded by good companions.
You already know of my past circumstances. Recently, I've been conversing with Guoba in the kitchen at night. Guoba can't talk, but his companionship is a comfort.
The poor child. Her one friend can't even talk. I guess maybe Gaming is not doing so bad after all. Perhaps I've been too hard on him.
Definitivamente.
Let's move on, shall we? Do you have any plans for today, Shenhe? How about we do something fun?
That sounds about right. Take her to do something fun, and perhaps she'll loosen up a bit.
Like we used to do when we would carry stones up and down the mountain from dawn until dusk, picking herbs to eat for dinner along the way. If that is what you ask of me, then that is what I shall do.
Ay, no, por eso me encanta Shenhe.
Dad, here, have some tea. Or no, wait, let's not have any just yet.
Yeah. I simply can't listen to that any longer. Gaming, I'd like to finish what I was trying to say before.
Al fin.
I don't support your decision to stay in Liyue Harbor, because living there is too hard on you. If you come home, there will be people to help you. I'm not saying we have to live under the same roof. I know our personalities are too similar to avoid butting heads. But you'll have your entire family around you. Your aunts, uncles, they'll all do whatever they can to help. You could get a less taxing job, and we could...
Es la primera vez que veo que un padre quiere un trabajo más fácil para su hijo. Eso es interesante.
Huh. I didn't know dim sum was such an important affair, Master.
Shh. Just think about it, okay? You don't have to decide now.
Dad really has changed a lot. He would never have said these things to me before. But Thank you, Dad.
It's been long enough, don't you think? Oh, Paimon sure hopes they've made up by now. Oh, they're drinking tea in silence. That's not a good sign. Did Xianyun's plan not work after all?
No, Paimon, Shenhe lo arruinó.
Hey you two! Paimon's sorry we were gone for so long. We got to chatting with some friends and didn't realize how much time had passed.
Perfect timing, actually. We seem to be just about done here.
Yep, let's go. I'll get the bags.
Gaming has grown a lot taller, hasn't he?
Lagarto cornudo rojo, ok. ¿Qué tienen que decir ellas?
Master, did I say something wrong earlier? I tried to go along with your questions, but when I saw how you and that man reacted, I started to wonder.
Not at all. Certain unforeseen variables may have presented themselves along the way, but the outcome proved favorable. The plan was a success.
Then I helped?
Naturally. Your purity of spirit is one of your greatest strengths, Shenhe. You need not change who you are.
¿Estás segura, xianyun o preservador nubes, como quieras llamarte, que no tienes favoritas? Que no tienes ahí una favorita. Pobre Ganyu, casi nunca la ve. Ok, llegamos de regreso a Liyue. Y ahí está la singular Charlotte.
Thank you for coming all this way. My name is Charlotte, and I'm a reporter from Fontaine. You can find me writing for the Steambird. I invited you here not just to purchase your fine tea, but also with the hope that you might be willing to sit down for a short interview. What do you say?
An interview? To advertise my teas?
suppose you could think of it that way. We Fontanians are big tea drinkers too.
The Fontaine Market.
Oh.
Then I'll need some time to adequately prepare. Perhaps we could sit down and discuss the questions you intend to ask in advance.
Of course, of course. Please follow me.
Ok. ok, ya entendí todo.
Is this person also involved in your plan?
Y es el cliente importante.
And here I thought I had lots of connections. I suppose I've been humbled. You sure know all kinds of cool and important people.
Over here. Yoo-hoo! Over here!
Yoo-hoo.
Huh? What? Auntie Shenyun?
She probably wants to talk about the next phase of the plan. Let's go while your dad is still distracted.
Okay.
I take it that all is going well?
Don't worry, xianyun. Everything is going according to plan.
Todo de acuerdo al Keikaku.
I knew that was all an act earlier. Auntie Shenyun is really something. She was so determined to help me. She didn't even care about making herself and Shenhe appear foolish in front of my family. She truly knows how to look out for others. I still have a lot to learn.
As for the next step...
Oh no!
What's wrong, Gaming?
Don't tell me you're the ones footing the bill for all that tea. I can't let you do that.
Fret not. Reimbursements will be made.
Exactly. Think of it more as an investment, as Ningguang would say. We pooled together the Mora so that Charlotte could place the order. She's gonna bring it back to the Steambird as a gift, as Fontanians will probably fall in love with your dad's tea as soon as they lay their eyes on Charlotte's article. And once all the money from the new orders begin to roll in, getting our Mora back will be a piece of cake.
Ahora no les gusta el té.
Okay.
Falta que a los fontanianos no les guste el té de los liyuenos. No sé cómo se podría decir.
Business-related matters always seem to go over my head, but I refuse to let you all lose more on my behalf.
Fontaneses, sí, de liyue, no sé cómo decir, no sé cómo será el gentilicio.
Such matters at a later date. There are more important matters for you to consider at the
Liyuetanos?
moment. Are there not?
Yes. I've been thinking about it the whole way here. I have an idea, but I'd hate to cause even more trouble for all of you.
That is for us to decide.
Yeah, we're all friends here. Plus, we wouldn't be here if we didn't want to help, right? Just tell us about this idea of yours.
Okay. So, it's like this.
Ok, nos cuenta toda la historia en el puente de Liyue.
Got it. Just leave it to us. Let's split up and make it happen.
Let's go.
We need to do those things we talked about, but we also still have the kite flying competition. Since Xiao already tested out those kites for us, why don't we also go buy one of those mechanical thingamabobs or whatever they're called? We can attach it to our kite.
Eso es trampa, Paimon, así que chiste.
Hello again.
Welcome back. I see you returned from your trip. I really do have to thank you for all your help from before. Thanks to you, my daughter was able to build a kite with her grandmother that very same day. She even wrote a long letter telling me how much she loved it.
Oh, you should really be thanking Gaming, not us.
Espera, ¿había más gente en ese taller? Y solo recuerdo...
Are you
No
here to buy
recuerdo
a kite?
a más personas de las que
Please, take
vimos.
your pick.
Ah, bueno, un taller tiene varios días, entonces puede ser que más personas se unieran después.
Device thingies from Fontaine. Do you sell them separately?
Ah, yes. Here you go.
Wow, me lo dio
Take
gratis,
it,
wow.
free of charge. The directions are in the box.
It doesn't feel right for us to just take it.
Well, nor would it feel right for me to take your Mora. Good luck in the
¿Estás
kite
segura,
flying
Shen-yuan?
competition.
Después no te arrepientes,
I'll be
¿no?
rooting for you.
All right then. Thank
No me gusta a
you.
mí que me regalen cosas así. O sea, cosas por las que se supone que tendría que pagar, no me gusta que me las regalen.
It's done. Let's get down to business.
Sobre todo si es el mismo vendedor que me está regalando algo. Siento que le estoy haciendo perder su tiempo y dinero. No sé, soy demasiado puro, creo.
Looks like we finished everything we needed to do. Let's find a good place and put this thing into the
Ah.
sky.
¿Por qué no podía haber sido por allá que están todas las linternas en el cielo? Se hubiera visto más bonito todo. Bueno, ya no importa. Oh, ok. Cinemática. Chichi no sabe qué hace aquí. Uf, hermosas Ganyu y Shenhe.
Come here, allow me.
Las hermanitas.
Oh, what's going on?
Did something happen?
Oh. Uy, se fue la luz. En él, como siempre, malogrando todo. Ah, no. Es que empieza el show. Ah, es Gamin. Gamin de la nada se volvió fontanés, ok. Esos ojitos. Está formando alguna especie de figura con las linternas. Una escalera.
Have I taken that many pictures already? I need to load more film.
Ay, ay, ay. Lindas, lindas las dos, ¿ah? Una megaflora.
Wait, the wind.
Ah, ok. Justo, ok.
Happy Lantern Rite.
Happy Lantern Rite.
¿Quién iba a pensar que estas dos se iban a llevar tan bien? ¿Ah? ¿Quién iba a pensarlo? No me lo esperaba. Ay, Shuyu.
Gavin's performance was so cool, Paimon almost wanted to join in. You saw that, right, Traveler?
Sí, sí lo vi, estuve ahí.
Oh, he's over there, talking to his dad.
Está aquí.
I think I'll head off now, if that's okay.
Thank you, little girl. Do you want us to walk you back?
No need, no need. Master is waiting for me right over there.
Son.
Otra vez. Ok.
I suppose I'll go first this time.
Okay.
Your performance. I've seen many wushou dances in my time, but I've got to admit, what you pulled off there was breathtaking.
Wow. I never thought I'd live to hear you say that.
You're serious about doing this professionally?
Absolutely. I know it'll be difficult, but...
Then it doesn't matter. What I mean to say is, of course it'll be difficult. But if that's your decision, if that's your dream, then it doesn't matter how difficult it is. Really, when I was young, I also... Actually...
Cuando yo era
How
joven.
about we save that story of my
En
past
mi
for another
época.
time? All I really want to say is, I've changed my mind. Much like this kite. You also deserve to soar to new heights.
Dad.
Son.
Son? Haven't heard that in a while.
I bet you're wondering what's gotten into me saying all this.
Well...
Definitivamente.
a little bit, yeah.
Anyway, I know I've never found the chance to say this before, but... to me, Gaming, you've always been a great kid. Alright, that's everything I've got. Did you have something you wanted to say, or...
Oh.
Seeing the two of them talk things through like this really gives Paimon a sense of accomplishment.
Tú también has ayudado, Paimon.
Now go. Over there. Your friends are still waiting for you.
Huh? But you came all this way.
I'll be staying in Liyue Harbor for a bit longer. When you have time, we can grab dim sum together. Your treat, right?
Dad, honestly.
Go.
Okay, then I'm off.
Nos vemos. Ah, bueno, su cometa obviamente no la va a dejar.
That's quite the smile you've got there, Gaming.
Esa voz de Paimon.
Really?
It's nothing to be embarrassed about.
¿Hay algo que quieras hacer ahora?
I'd like to find and thank Auntie Xianyun, as well as everyone else who's helped me out. If everyone has time, maybe we could all get together and go fly a kite.
Huh. Oh, eso. Capítulo rápido en realidad. Obviamente que no me iba a olvidar de visitar a Xiao aquí.
Traveler,
Como suponía.
being in the city isn't the only way for me to appreciate the lights and beauty of Lantern Rite. Look, Liyue Harbor lies just beyond this mountain.
Ahí está la cámara de Jade.
As long as I stand at this vantage point, I may freely behold the sights of all the kites slowly ascending into the sky. For me, that is enough.
Ok.
I invited you
está
here
bien.
because there is something I would like to do.
Uy, no.
I want to release a xiao lantern, and
Ah, ya, sí, 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 claro,
I'd
claro.
like you to be there for it. Yes. I apologize for its crude appearance. I have little skill in that regard.
Mano, es solamente
You are
soltarla y dejar
very
que eleve, nada
kind,
más, listo.
As usual.
Esa cara.
All
Es
right.
tan difícil es soltarla nada
It's
más.
time.
El aire es el resto. Una. Tengo como 180 en mi inventario. Bien, al parecer aún queda un capítulo, así que vamos a esperar 2 días, como decía que hace acá. Vamos a ver qué hay en este último capítulo.
Oh, Paimon almost forgot. Didn't Zhongli say Hu Tao was also planning on spending some time in Xiaoying village? We didn't have anything else to do today, right? Why don't we go have a look around? Maybe we'll run into her.
Ok, estamos en la aldea Xiaoying. Lugar muy hermoso. Tranquilo. Cerca de la naturaleza.
It makes Paimon feel like she could float around all day and never get tired. Cream! Gummies! Fuel
What the fuck?
Huh? Did you hear that? Sunshine!
¿Ese es Jutao? Algo de burbujas y vacaciones.
wasn't just hearing things. That voice sounds really familiar. Well, we've got the time. Why don't we go check it out?
Vamos a ver, pues. Paimon y tú suben a la montaña buscando de dónde vienen los gritos. Se oyen ingredientes que suenan deliciosos como almendras, crema de cacao. La voz animada vigoriza tus pasos y los de Paimon. En un abrir y cerrar de ojos llegan a la cima. ¡Oh! No me esperaba ver a estas dos aquí. También conocidas como Sal. NaCl. Ok, paro.
Well, if it isn't my
Cloruro
dear
de sodio.
partners. See, I told you that something good was going to happen during our travels today. I have to say, sometimes the Steambird's astrology column is spot
Bueno, la
on.
aldea Xiaoyin está bastante cerca, Fontaine, así que
It's just your lucky day.
sí podrían haber venido. Fácil.
Are you guys also here to catch the festivities? Oh, and that reminds me. Happy Lantern Rite.
Happy Lantern Rite.
Igualmente.
Right to you too. Wait, if you're here for Lantern Rite, then what are you doing on top of this deserted mountain? And that voice we heard, that was you, right, Navia?
Oh, impressive. You could tell it was me from that far away. You've
That or your voice is just really loud.
Well, of course it is. After all, I'm a boss.
Indeed. I suppose it's an asset.
Sure is. Having a loud voice is a handy tool when it comes to communication.
No lo creo.
Wait. That wasn't even Paimon's point. Paimon just wants to know why you two were shouting from the top of this deserted mountain. There was something about almonds, maybe? And buell fruit? Ooh, is it some sort of secret code?
No, it's not a code. The words are meaningless.
Perhaps, but the act of shouting was very meaningful indeed. That's just what mountain climbers do, right? After all the hard work it takes to make it to the top, as you stand on the summit looking out at the vast scenery, it's not easy to resist the urge to release those
como decir,
emotions.
eco, así, gracias en gritar, claro.
Exactly. You get me, partner. I was afraid that it would cause a disturbance, so I asked the locals around here, and they said it was fine. Apparently most hikers like to shout when they get to the top, so the locals are used to it by now. So, you see, it's not just me. I guess everyone shouts from the top of a mountain at some point in their life.
Speak for yourself.
When you're stressed, don't you ever just get the urge to do something for no reason?
Not really. If I ever get stressed, I just go hunting.
Oh, that's a pretty good way to relieve stress.
Sí, lo
What
ves
I
desde
choose to
cierto
hunt
punto.
depends on my mood.
Anyway, why don't
¿Me estás diciendo que también cazas humanos?
Shout anything you want. It's a
Ya me dio
real
miedo ya,
stress
Clorinde.
reliever.
As long as Paimon has clothes on her back and food in her belly, Paimon doesn't think there's any stress that needs relieving.
Yo sí me aguanto, no como esa dragona de Paimon
I
para
bet you
comiendo
guys
por
are
todos lados.
just too embarrassed to let loose. No need to be shy. Even Furina was shouting from the top of this mountain earlier.
¿Qué?
Huh? Did Paimon hear that right? Furina's also here?
Believe in your ears. It is indeed as you heard. Actually, the reason we climbed this mountain in the first place was also because we heard the sound of shouting.
Yes, we could just about make out someone yelling things like, "Help me!" and "What should I do?" And what do you know? Miss Furina was standing right there, all red in the face. She practically sprinted back down the mountain the minute she saw us.
That reminds me. I believe what she actually said was, "So help me, I will figure out what I should do about this script."
So, you could actually hear what she was saying? Why didn't you say so earlier? I thought someone was really in trouble.
I figured we would come check out the situation either way. Why not let her keep some privacy?
Oh, seems like you caught Furina in the middle of some stress relief as well. She probably would have never thought. No, she definitely would have never thought she would run into anyone she knew all the way out here.
¿Y estaba sola?
I think so. We ran into Nervalet on the way here as well, but he was already on his way back, so they probably weren't together.
¿Cómo se ve que no quieren dejar soltar a su Fontaine? Aunque bueno, falta todavía una pequeña área de Fontaine.
Apparently, he only stayed for half a day before heading back. He's a very busy man.
Neuvillette is not the type to take much time off. Taking even a half day for himself is already a huge step in the right direction.
Didn't Charlotte publish an article on the liyue tea industry recently? Maybe he was inspired to come buy some tea after reading that article. You know, just like you were.
My situation is completely different. I'm here because I was asked to accompany you. The tea purchase is simply an added bonus of this location.
You Fontainians and your tea drinking.
Oh, it's not for me.
Oh, un té, por si acaso, por supuesto.
And now I have to buy him something.
Perdí una apuesta contra Risley. Tenía que comprarle. Parece un regalo perfecto. Para él, yo creo que Risley aquí en Shaolin estaría en el paraíso.
But he couldn't care less about what he wins in the end.
Le encanta apostar y no le importa.
Plants that you plucked from the side of the road, and he wouldn't even mind.
If only he was that easygoing when it came to talking business. In any case, I'm pretty sure the tea you bought is this region's specialty. What is it called again? Neuvillette even mentioned it earlier.
Té zhongli. Compra 10 cajas y llévate la mitad de precio.
Yes,
Lumina haciendo su cherry ahí.
You didn't really buy 10 boxes, did you?
Please. Do I look like someone who would fall for that sort of marketing trap?
That reminds me. You guys said you only came up here because you heard my voice, right? I hope it didn't put you out.
Oh, that's right. Who tell? A few days ago, we heard that a friend was going to be in Xiaoying village, so we decided to come and see if we could run into her.
Oh dear. We've been chatting for quite some time.
Tranqui.
I'm sorry for keeping you.
Más bien vengan conmigo, quiero ver cómo se lleva con ustedes.
That's good.
We should probably head out and look for Hu Tao.
No need to stay on our account. We just got up here, so we're gonna stay around for a little longer.
No sé si dejarlas a ustedes dos solas aquí, pero bueno.
Go and meet your friend. We can meet up in Xiaoying village later.
Sounds good. We're gonna head down the mountain then. See you later.
A ver.
What do I have to do to get you to yell from the top of this mountain? Name your price.
You really want to hear it that bad, huh?
Ay.
I'm just curious is all. I have a feeling you'll say something amazing.
I will pass. I prefer to let actions speak louder than words.
Oh, okay. Okay, les doy privacidad, lo siento.
Xiaoying village is known for its tea, but you know what else they have with tea?
El dim sum.
Dim sum! Didn't Gaming say something about dim sum being eaten in the morning? Oh, Paimon wonders if we can still get some at this time of day.
A esta hora será un té vespertino, creo.
Oh, well that's fine too. Paimon doesn't care what kind of tea it is as long as it comes with some tasty snacks.
Chop suey.
Now let's see what kind of yummy things we can find around here. Paimon's not seeing things, is she? Is that Furina standing?
No, Furina se encontró con Hu Tao, no. No. Ese sombrero tiene que ser ella. No, la va a corromper.
Zhongli knows a lot of stuff. Maybe he's telling Furina about Xiaoying village. Oh, or maybe Hu Tao is trying to rope Furina into being one of her clients.
Hacemos una apuesta.
This isn't the fortress of Meropide. But Paimon could be convinced for the right
Boles coge de marisco. Ok, ya. Lo único que debes entregar. ¿Qué me das a mí a cambio? A ver.
Paimon bets things are pretty tame. It's decided then. Paimon votes for tour guide Zhongli.
Entonces yo voto por Hu Tao, la véndelo todo. Pero espérate, ¿qué gano yo si gano la apuesta? Paimon, eres una estafadora. El agua, ok. Furina está en el agua.
Oh, great. Now Paimon's shouting too.
Oh, well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Seems like our luck just keeps on growing.
That we were able to meet you both without prior arrangement must mean that this is quite the serendipitous meeting indeed.
No me digas.
Oh, so both of you
you are acquainted with the traveler in Paimon, then.
Espera, estamos viendo a dos arcontes. Bueno, entre comillas, arcontes juntos. He sentido por fin el paso del tiempo desde nuestro último encuentro.
Looks like someone's learned a thing or two from Zhongli.
I must admit, I am a bit surprised to see you here, traveler. But seeing as you're a hero who's been all over Teyvat, it makes sense that you would be well-traveled and well-connected.
A todo esto, ¿dónde está Newbillet?
Since we have found ourselves
Newbillet se
in each
vería
other's company within
interesante
this
con Zhongli,
fertile
considerando que él
land,
odia a los arcontes.
allow me to take this opportunity to wish you a happy lantern rite.
Feliz rito de la linterna.
You have been to Fontaine, then. Given your proclivity to spread good deeds wherever you go, it's no surprise that you would make the acquaintance of a celebrity.
Espera, ¿Furina sabe que él es Rex Lapis?
That's quite high praise. What I mean to say is, you flatter me, Mr. Zhongli. Although I've built up a certain following within Fontaine, it is no reflection of strength or wisdom. I stand before you right now as nothing more than an ordinary traveler in search of beautiful scenery and creative inspiration. There is definitely more to Mr. Zhongli than meets the eye.
No sabe, entonces.
From our conversation earlier. Given his breadth of knowledge on both academic and worldly matters, there's no way he hasn't heard about what happened in Fontaine. Is he just feigning ignorance for my benefit?
No. You're no common tourist. I simply won't have you talk about yourself that way.
Huh? Does that mean Hu Tao also knows?
Hu Tao está haciéndose amiga de todos los arcontes. Falta que sea amiga también en Aida.
Heard friends, but
Miss Hu Tao.
Miss Furina is now one of my esteemed clients.
Ay, chucha. Y pensé que hacer Furina es la antigua arconte hidro. ¿Qué es la gran? ¿Soy yo de su Paimon?
Okay, you win. Guess Paimon will have to break into the hidden stash at the bottom of her shoe.
No, gracias.
What's this about winning something?
Don't tell me. You two were placing bets on us.
Fue idea de Paimon.
We just saw you guys standing on the side of the road and couldn't help but take guesses as to what you were talking about. Oh, I see. That means you, my friend, must have guessed that I was trying to promote my business to Miss Furina.
Qué bien me conoces.
That I do, my
Y eso es lo que más detesto de ti.
What was Paimon's guess then? Paimon thought Zhongli was showing the newbie around.
By newbie, you mean me, right?
If that's the case, then Paimon's guess was also correct.
Ay, no, me.
Oh, that's right.
Igual no quería las monedas pezuñentas de Paimon, así que empate entonces.
You see? Paimon was right too. Since both of our guesses were right, there can't be a winner or a loser. Hey, don't be upset, Trap. How about this? You buy Paimon a bowl and Paimon will also buy you a bowl.
Pero ¿qué diferencia hay? Que cada uno se lo compre.
As for the third bowl, since I was the subject of the bet, perhaps it should go to me. You know, as a congratulations.
Ay, qué sinvergüenza.
I just struck.
Por eso te odio.
I was just joking. Anyway, I should be the one treating you. The funeral parlor is about to bring in quite the sum after all. Oh, Paimon almost forgot to ask about the most important question. Did something happen recently, Furina?
Huh?
What do you mean?
Well, you know, with you enlisting the services of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor and all.
¿Vas a hacer el funeral simbólico a Focalors?
Oh, well, yes.
Really? Oh no. Paimon is so sorry for your loss. Although Paimon may have not known the person, please accept Paimon's deepest...
Whoa, it's not like that, Paimon.
Huh? But Paimon just thought, since you hired the services of a funeral parlor and all... Hey, it's not that big of a stretch.
Really, Paimon? It's not like you don't know me. Do I look like I know anyone who would ask me to coordinate their funeral?
Vas a comprar ataúdes para un set, ¿no? Eso es lo que va a pasar.
Miss Hu Tao is simply helping prepare some props for my film. Not too long ago, I read a collection of horror stories from Liyue. The content was spectacular. In fact, I still feel the need to sleep with the light on even now. Anyway, that's
Hablaste de más, como siempre.
now that Fontaine's biggest star has returned to the stage, I figured it's about time the industry enjoyed a breath of fresh air.
Eso es, como una ola, llegando a sus vidas. Oye, le estoy haciendo recordar la inundación.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Ah, bueno, no se lo tomó mal, menos mal.
Oh, Paimon sees. That makes a lot of sense. So, did you come to Liyue just to enlist the services of Longsheng Funeral Parlor?
Well, not exactly. My original plan was to just relax and enjoy the sights. But then I ran into Miss Hutao and Mr. Zhongli, and well, you know the rest.
Los arcontes se atraen entre sí, parece. Siempre se juntan los arcontes.
Zhongli sure loves his lofty turns of phrase. But if you ask me, it's all thanks to that man who stopped to ask for directions.
Oh? Who was it?
It's someone you know. Wanna take a guess?
Newvillet, ¿no?
What? How did you guess that on your first try?
Porque donde va Furina, donde vas tú está Newvillet.
Very impressive, my friend. Your guessing game is spot on today.
Oh, no, 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 no. Qué malos, no debimos decir eso.
Huh. Paimon never thought Neuvillette would be the type to get lost.
I'm sure he didn't get lost.
Bueno, después de todo, el men casi nunca sale de Fontaine, así que es lógico que se pierda cuando sale a otra nación, así que...
He was already getting ready to leave by the time I arrived. He just wanted to ask someone about the quickest way to get back to Fontaine.
Yup, that's exactly what he asked. This area is full of mountains and rivers. It's normal to not know the fastest route.
Para él nadar hubiera sido la forma más rápida de todo.
Were you the one that pointed him in the right direction, Hutao?
Of course. I'm also a guide of sorts, you know. So naturally, I also have a great sense of direction. But speaking of your friend...
What about him?
¿Qué pasó?
He doesn't get out much, does he?
Sí,
No
exacto.
wonder. He was stiff as a board and way too polite. I would have never guessed he was here on vacation if you hadn't told me.
All in all, he was only here for half a day. I'm pretty sure he's the only one who would consider that to be a vacation.
Oh? This gentleman you speak of must keep a
Mejor que ni te vea Zhongli porque te va a querer matar si te ve.
I'm sure he does. You didn't see him, but he was dressed like he was about to attend some important meeting. It wasn't anything like what someone would wear on vacation.
Is that so?
Wait, you didn't see him, Zhongli?
Unfortunately, no. At the time, it appeared as if Director Hu and Miss Furina were having quite the productive conversation. I know matters of business can take much discussion, so I decided to fetch some tea for them.
What a shame. That gentleman seemed like a sophisticated sort of guy.
No lo creo, Hutao. Hutao, no estarías viva en este momento.
Is that so?
Oh, a juzgar cómo está actuando Zhongli y teniendo en cuenta la verdadera identidad de Newvillet, ¿acaso Zhongli lo evitó a propósito? Claro, porque sabía que le iba a sacar la mierda. Se iban a agarrar a putazos ahí. Es una lástima.
To borrow Miss Furina's turn of phrase, perhaps it just wasn't meant to be.
Well, with the traveler around, I'm sure you'll have a chance to get to know each other at some point.
That's right. She's got more friends than she knows what to do with.
Soy la embajadora social. La gente me ama. La puta fama, hermano.
Oh, that reminds me. If you get the chance, you should try and talk to Neuvillette into loosening up a bit.
Hay que buscarlo,
Just
entonces.
tell him the Palais Mermonia isn't going to fall apart if he disappears for a few days. He shouldn't keep himself cooped up all the time. Even clams open their shells to let in fresh water every once in a while, right?
Claro.
If he's really that much of a stickler for protocol, he can fill out a leave of absence request. He'd have to approve it himself since he handles that sort of thing.
Furina, eso se llama corrupción, lo sabes, ¿no? Si él mismo firma su...
Seems like this gentleman is also in charge of something pretty important.
Es el demonio que controla todo. Es el juez supremo de todo Fontaine.
Sounds like a pretty uptight sort of
Tampoco
guy.
voy a hablarme de Newvillet. Newvillet me cae muy bien.
In my experience, be able to roll with the punches. That also includes knowing when and what to prioritize. It seems like your friend still has a lot of growing to do.
If I remember correctly, he's already several thousands of years old. You're quite
500,
right,
Furina, te
Miss
estás
Xiao.
excediendo. Miren quién está acá atrás. La sal.
Oh? Traveler, Miss Furina. Those two individuals over there appear to recognize you.
Oh, it's Navia and clorinde. Hey, over here!
Ahí vienen. Qué elegancia, qué elegancia. Qué
And we're
elegancia.
wondering if we could join in.
Please, excuse the interruption.
Oh, so polite. No apologies necessary. Any friend of the Traveler and Miss Furina is a friend of mine.
Ah, straight to the point. I like it.
Todos se reúnen a tu alrededor y comienzan a presentarse. Después de enterarse de la profesión de clorinde, a Hu Tao le brillan los ojos claros, más clientes. Sin embargo, tras una breve explicación de Furina y Navia, Hu Tao deja de lado ciertas ideas de su mente. Qué hermoso se ve la puesta de sol aquí, ¿eh?
It's getting late. If we want to catch a boat back before dark, we should probably get going.
Indeed.
Pero no están tan lejos así.
Then, Miss
Tengo que ver
Furina,
el mapa otra vez para saber qué tan lejos está.
Oh, yes?
when are you planning to head back? Do you need us to escort you?
Oh, I don't think that will be necessary. I mean, you're not my subordinate anymore. You don't need to look after me.
I didn't mean it that way. It's normal for friends to travel home together if they run into each other on the road.
Oh, Furina se está adaptando a la vida
There
normal.
are a lot of mountainous roads in this area. I imagine they'll be even harder to navigate after dark.
Exactly. Just like in those ghost stories. 8 paths converge in a wood.
Esto algo me dice.
Beside them an old house is stood. If you dare to go inside, not a soul will greet your eye.
Uy, qué miedo.
But if you take a closer look, there may be something you mistook. A candle flickers to and fro, yet there is no wind to make it so.
My dear demoiselles, ladies, no, I mean friends, please take me with you.
Of course.
Furina.
Gotta say, Furina, you are really quite the character. By the way, did I hear you mention that Clorinde used to work under you? Then you must have also been a leader at some point.
Well, that's, all in the past now. Besides, being a leader is hard. It wasn't the right job for me. I prefer how things are now. I can come and go as I please, and get to enjoy the sweet taste of freedom.
I see. Well, you've certainly picked an apt place to relax. Xiaoying Village is an exemplary choice.
¿Y se lo están pasando bien?
The best. And I've learned a lot, too. Thank you so much, Miss Hu Tao and Mr. Zhongli.
It's fine. You've thanked us more than enough already. The next time you're in this neck of the woods, I'll treat you to some dim sum in the city.
Dim sum? Is that some kind of liyue term for snacks or desserts?
Exacto.
They are a part of it. It's basically a table full of as much tea, sweets, and good company as you can manage.
Oh, so it's basically a tea party. Sounds great.
Make sure to order the winter melon cake and the lotus flower crisp. They're so sweet and delicious, Paimon knows you'll love them.
Ooh, okay.
Ok.
I'll be looking
Hay
forward
que llamar
to
a
it
Gaming entonces. Es el mejor preparando estas cosas.
Didn't you guys say you were here on vacation? How come you're all going home empty-handed?
¿No se llevan algún souvenir?
Of course
Una
I
figurita de Rex
am.
Lapis
I
que
bought
quieren en
tons of
miniatura.
fun things to bring home with me. A kite, a parasol, a little tin frog that jumps. Oh, and a stuffed toy of a mythical beast. Clorinde is the one who didn't buy anything for herself.
Todo le ha comprado a
All
Risley.
you're bringing back with you is that tea?
And some tea-flavored hard candies. They're for Xianyun.
Esos tres son como una familia. Risley con Xianyun y Clorinde.
Clorinde isn't much of a shopaholic.
Well, one of us has to practice restraint.
Hey, I'm hardly reckless with my mora. I'll have you know, all the purchases I made today were well within my budget.
¿Y tú, Furi?
Oh, well, I bought some tea, of course. I just had to try all the varieties recommended in the Steambird. Other than
Okay.
that, just some bits and bobs, you know. A little bit of this, little bit of that. They should all be things I can use, I think.
Cayeron en el de lleva ahora. Y te llevará
I'm
gratis.
even more confused. If you bought that much stuff, where did it all go? Into one of Linny's magic packets?
Ya sería el colmo que diga que sí.
Oh, actually, Monsieur Neuvillette took them with him.
Ok.
Oh, so that's what happened. Wait, what? Why did he take them? He's not hoarding treasure, is he?
That's quite the imagination you've got there, Paimon. Monsieur Neuvillette just saw the amount of bags we had and offered to take them back for us.
Pero ¿cómo? ¿Cómo las ha
I
llevado?
felt a bit bad at first, but, I really did have a lot of stuff.
He even offered to deliver my gifts to the Fortress of Meripede for me once he's done with the day's work. Neuvillette is a man of his word. If he says he can do something, then he means it.
See, even Clorinde was happy to take him up on his offer. If even his trusty subordinate agreed, then who was I to refuse?
Wow, he seems like a real gentleman. Maybe he's not as uptight as I thought. If only the funeral parlor had an employee as thoughtful, proactive, and responsible as
No, ves, por eso te odio, Jutao. Por eso
Right,
te
Zhongli?
odio.
Indeed.
Zhongli Zhongli está en plan, ya estoy harto de esta mocosa.
So if we go to the entrance of the Fortress of Meripede, maybe we'll run into Neuvillette.
O sea, tenemos que ir hasta Fontaine ahora.
We don't know exactly when he'll show up.
Oh, that reminds me. A new year of work is about to begin. If there's anything you want to talk about, Zhongli, you know you can come to me.
Does the director have any concerns?
It just seemed like you were a bit preoccupied today, and much less talkative than usual. You barely said anything other than, "Is that so?" and "Indeed." If you ask me, I'd say you're having a midlife crisis. You're getting to be around that age after all.
Is that so? I jest. Given its distance from the city, Xiaoying village enjoys a much slower pace of life. Surrounded by such peace
Claro,
and
es el campo, es tranquilísimo. Me encantaría vivir en el campo. Obviamente tengo que tener internet, si no, no. Sin internet no puedo vivir.
For making you worry.
Tranqui.
I see. What do you think, traveler?
Ah,
Is this
por
atmosphere
primera vez me
putting you
hablan,
in a
ok.
lazy mood too?
Siempre cuando hablo así con los personajes así, nunca voltean a hablarme, pero mira, ve. A los asuntos de la gente se indive. Más la frágil desidia en un instante termina.
Wow, you are getting really good at these kinds of lines.
Indeed.
Confirmo, dice yo. ¿Hay alguien más cerca? Oh, sí, acá están.
Well, everyone, make sure that you've got all your belongings with you before we leave. If there's any souvenirs anyone still wants to buy, the time is now.
Reliable as ever, Miss President.
What is that supposed to mean?
Clorinde is right, though. You really are reliable.
It's not what she's saying, it's the way she's saying it.
I will say, but I never thought you'd be so easygoing outside of work, Clorinde. The tone of voice you use when you're working doesn't exactly make you seem like the type who enjoys interacting with people.
Well, I try to keep my professional and private life separate.
You take care now, traveler. Paimon.
No te preocupes, soy muy fuerte.
Trying to act cool now, are we? Well, I guess it's not an act for you, is it?
You are indeed quite strong.
Muy fuerte, de hecho.
It's been great talking to you all. I'm really glad I decided to come to Xiaoying Village. Maybe we could go on another trip together sometime?
Oh, espero que acá haya muchas pistas. Una para próximos eventos, por ejemplo con Jutao yéndose a Fontaine de repente. O llevarme a estas 3 a la isla del archipiélago, pero creo que ya no se va a usar el archipiélago. Creo que volveremos a la botella de Klee, esa botellita mágica, pero bueno, ya veremos. Ok, hemos regresado todo el camino hasta Fontaine.
Oh, it's you. It has been some time since our last meeting. Few people frequent this location. Since I was able to conclude my work early for the day.
Temprano, es de noche. ¿Cómo puedes decir que has terminado temprano si es de noche?
You call this early? Do you always work this late, Neuvillette?
Strictly speaking, that depends on the agenda for the day. I am hardly bereft of time, however, so working late is of little consequence to me.
Ah, bueno, es porque quieres.
If you have so much time on your hands, then why did you only go to Xiaoying village for half a day?
A mí no me agrada la gente así en realidad.
First, I should clarify that I was referring to.
Pero bueno, igual el nivelete es chévere de todas maneras. Me gustaría que aprovechara mejor su tiempo libre, eso sí.
Second, I was unaware you possessed knowledge of my trip to Xiaoying village.
Me agrada ese lado de Nivelet, que protegió a Furina y todo lo demás, pero no me agrada ese lado en el cual decide explotarse a sí mismo.
Yes, they have been safely delivered.
Pero bueno, es nuestro causa, nuestro amigo, así que vamos a apoyarlo.
I have to hand it to Clorinde. Just a simple gift delivery, and she has the great and mighty Udex at her beck and call.
I was just passing through. It was merely an act of convenience.
All right. Then I hereby confirm receipt of the goods on behalf of the staff of the Fortress of Meripede.
A verbal receipt of confirmation? Is such a formality really necessary for a small matter such as this?
Guess not. This quantity of tea, though, seems a little excessive for a gift, don't you think? Before you know it, they'll start accusing me of taking bribes.
Ah, about that. Much of that is my own excess, I'm afraid.
Oh? Why?
It was buy 10 boxes, get half off.
Te estafaron.
Ah,
Te estafaron.
that explains it then.
Te
Well, go
estafaron.
ahead and leave them to me. I'll get through this stash as fast as I can.
Vas a tomarte todos los días ahora.
Oh, there's something
Todo el día vas a
else
estar tomando té este men.
This is a stone slate, engraved with a symbolic design.
Well, that is an apt description. It is in actuality a legal codex.
A legal codex, huh?
Before the advent of modern writing utensils, information was recorded on stone slabs such as this.
Ah, como los materiales de ascensión de los personajes.
Okay. Since ancient times, the scales of justice have symbolized the fairness and impartiality of judiciousness. As a tribute to that sentiment, this slate was designed after a traditional legal codex and engraved with a symbol instead of text. During my travels recently, I chanced upon a roadside stall offering tourists the opportunity to try their hand at the ceramic arts. So I decided to have a go. We joked with Clorinde some time ago about gifting you a legal codex. So, here you go.
O sea, todo fue por una broma.
Ah, so that's what this is about.
I did not expect you to remember it as well. In any case, I hope this can be considered as a reasonable attempt to join in on the banter.
It is a very good attempt. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Even your sense of humor centers around the law. That's an impressive level of commitment. Well, a gift of this significance deserves to be put on display, and I know just the place. Front and center in the fortress's showroom.
Ah, surely there's no need for such a grand gesture.
Just kidding. I don't have anything like a showroom.
Okay.
We do have a storage room. We can put it next to all the mechanical parts xianyun is collected.
That sounds good to me.
¿Y qué cosa es? ¿Qué cosa
What
es?
you were doing in Xiaoying village.
Indeed. Of course, while I was there, I also took the opportunity to taste the local spring water.
Obviamente tenías que tomar agua.
The aftertaste is much purer than what I have delivered to me in Fontaine. It stands to reason that the long-distance transport has a tendency to imbue the water with extraneous emotion. If you want to experience the true flavor, you simply have to go to the source. Perhaps I should organize some time off to do the same elsewhere.
Como el liyue, trabajador reposado, éxito
Then we are
seguro.
of the same mind. It appears my desire is justified.
If you say so, but you know you don't have to justify buy a vacation, right? After all, you're hardly bereft of time. You can do whatever you want.
You're quite right. I suppose I suffer not from a lack of opportunity, but rather a lack of inspiration.
Ah, no sabes qué hacer
After
con tu
reading a
tiempo,
few
por eso es que te
articles
quedas ahí.
about Liyue's holiday traditions, the idea popped into my head and made itself quite at home. Seeing as I was free of responsibilities for the morning, I decided to depart at once. Refreshing. My spontaneous outing seemed to inspire quite a few other spontaneous decisions as well. Take, for example, my foray into ceramics.
Oh.
At first, soil from the ground is granular and unforgiving, but add the right amount of water, and it becomes soft, moldable, and able to take shape. In the past, I never thought about how quotidian vessels were crafted, but now I have participated in their very making.
Oh.
This is also something I made today.
¿Qué es eso? Ah, es un cucharón, como los de sopa. Es como un monstruo del lago Ness, algo así.
That's a ladle?
Ah, es más grande de lo que yo pensaba. Es un cucharón gigante. Ok, yo pensaba que era solo una cuchara para sopa.
That was indeed one of my inspirations.
Qué elegancia la de Francia.
You like it? To tell you the truth, given your unexpected arrival, I find myself quite unequipped to give you the welcome you deserve. Around such an important holiday such as this, human custom would dictate that gifts should be in order. But I'm afraid this is all I can offer. If you'll have it, that is.
¿De verdad nos
That is
podemos quedar con eso?
precisely why it would do me such a great honor if you accepted.
Muy
You
amable.
are most welcome. Happy Lantern Rite.
Ah, y una cosa más. Le cuentas a Navia la idea de que se tome unas vacaciones.
Approve a leave of absence request for myself. That sounds like it could easily lead to a vicious cycle of self-indulgence. Something which couldn't be in
Creo
further
que
violation of
puedo
protocol.
predecir lo que ocurrirá en el próximo evento de verano antes de la siguiente
What?
región.
I suppose I understand her point.
Quizás nos llevamos a Newell de Furina o a Newell de Clorinde con otros personajes, porque siempre
My proclivity to
ese evento
refrain
es
from
con
personal outings
con
does
personajes de
in part
múltiples
originate
naciones.
from a sense of responsibility toward my duties. But it is also due to a lack of desire to engage in the human world. But now I see that the human world is indeed full of many interesting places to discover.
A ver, te dije. Era ciego. Misión completada. ¿Y eso es todo?
Lantern Rite marks the start of the new year in Liyue. In the spirit of the season, then, I wish you a year of success as vast and endless as the open ocean.
Y bien, eso ha sido todo por este rito de la linterna. Me ha gustado mucho el evento, ha sido un poco más corto que otros ritos de la linterna, porque técnicamente la historia principal termina en el tercer capítulo y este cuarto capítulo es como un bonus, ¿no? Pero en realidad sí me ha gustado, está muy interesante, muy bonita la historia principal. También encontrarnos con los personajes de Fontaine, ¿no? Era lógico, estamos todavía en la era de Fontaine, todavía no empieza Natlan. Y ya podemos ir armando nuestras predicciones para lo que ocurrirá en el evento de verano, que siempre saber qué personajes van a entrar ahí. Sabemos que siempre es un gran combinado de personajes de múltiples naciones, pero bueno, vamos a ver qué ocurrirá, ¿no? También estoy interesado en el evento de la siguiente versión, ¿o qué pasará? ¿Qué ocurrirá con Chiori? Y bien, espero que el video les haya gustado. No olviden suscribirse, dejar su like si es que quieren ver más videos así. Y nos estamos viendo en una próxima oportunidad. ¡Chau!
Get this party started. Fire,